we release to these, I feel so good about giving to them because it's people in our area, it's local people. The kids might not realize it, but they could be helping their neighbors, they could be helping their classmates, their peers.
We're serving over 1,400 families a month right now that are Christian County families who are faced with food insecurity, and being able to provide 1,000 of those families with fresh fruits and vegetables straight from here with 1,000 heads of lettuce a month coming from these towers and this garden. I mean, that's huge.
We are celebrating how education and innovation have come together in Nixa, Missouri. It's amazing. This is a project that we've been working on for 6 years. It started out at John Thomas School of Discovery and it's moved over to the junior high. This is a student-led project. It's actually started with a student named Resnick Crawford, and he saw the need in our community for feeding our neighbors. And so he spoke to his principal, Dr. Chastain, at the time at JTSD, and she listened. So through aeroponic growing, the water is down in the base, and every so often it comes up through the center and then rains down over the root system. And as it's doing that, the roots are sitting out here in the air. They're exposed to the oxygen. And so right now they're getting thirsty and they're waiting for the next time that they're going to have that water and nutrient mix. And it's by sitting out here in the air that it is what allows for that increased uptake. So they have just as much nutrient density as food that's grown in soil organically, and that was a study they did at Ole Miss in 2013. It's different than hydroponic. This is aeroponic, and the aeroponic difference is that part of the time it's sitting out in the air.
We're looking at urban agricultural areas to grow food, and so that's been neglected for the longest time because once the parking lot is paved, once the building is made, that takes up agricultural land or potential agricultural land. To redevelop areas, to grow crops, to grow even small livestock in urban areas is very important. And so not only does it help produce food for the local people in that community, but it also teaches and enlightens the people that grow it as well.
I started the Macaulay Foundation because I grew up food insecure. I grew up hungry and we didn't always have food on our plate. In fact, looking for our next meal was a full-time job. And I didn't want any other student to have to deal with that. And so we are here working to end hunger in this generation for Christian County. Teacher who changed my life, my third grade teacher, she taught me the power of a plant, and so it's because of her that I'm here today doing this.
Being able to talk to some of the families that we're giving these heads of lettuce out to right now, they are just in awe that there are kids in our community who are growing food for them, and it's nutritious and it's good, and you know, they're going to take fresh produce any day over the canned produce that they get. And so being able to sustain that and provide that is just a godsend, and we are so thankful.
The more hands-off we are, the better Ferris wheels we get. Because they're actually learning to think through, problem solve, teamwork, all the things you'd want to teach kids to do, they're doing it on their own without us intervening. Now, of course, we might have to jump in every now and then, but for the most part, we're like, where do you want the hot glue? Why did you design it that way? And we're just leading with those critical thinking questions, and they're creating amazing designs.
So first, we decided to do just popsicle sticks right here and also a smaller base, and then we decided that we wanted to make a really big one, so we made a bigger base, bigger wheels, and we used straws. And then the yarn, we were gonna pull it and then it would spin, but that didn't work so well, so we used the dowel.
This side was a lot easier because we had hot glue, but then they started not letting us use hot glue because they figured it was going by quicker. So this side we really struggled with because this side we only had normal glue, which takes a long time to dry and it's a lot more flimsy, and tape. So this is normal glue with tape over it before it even could dry.
Here's our standard, we have to create a problem and create a design and solve a problem. And with engineering, they're just learning, this didn't work, oh, it doesn't spin. Okay, I could jump in and say, this is why it doesn't spin, remember? But it's so much more powerful to their learning when they go back and say, you know what, we messed up. our axle is not spinning and this is why our Ferris wheel isn't working, and then they make that connection and they fix it, they are so proud of themselves because they did it themselves.
I was really frustrated because the base, so we had it like right here glued, and then it, like the next day we figured out it just fell.
What I wrote down in my notebook is that we did disagree quite a bit because honestly, I don't work well with groups. I don't know about them. I mean, I'm one of those people who works better alone, but at least like these people are my friends. So I do work better with my friends than just random people in my class.
Building can take a long time, and that you need to have the right things to build it with, and just lots of time. Don't get frustrated, it's just to see if you can do it.
To all the people who will probably be doing this next year if they're in 3rd grade, try not to give up, even though it seems really hard. Just keep trying because it's gonna be hard at first. Honestly, the first time that this fell over in the beginning, I was ready to cry because I didn't have any faith we were gonna be able to make it. And here we are standing in the hall getting interviewed because we actually did make it.
I mean, I used to look forward to Friday because, you know, the school weekends, but now I look forward to it because I get to commentate football games. It's really fun and just enjoy doing it, and the close games are more fun to do by a long shot.
So this is our 4th official year as a class, 5th year with students running it. First year was a club, kind of getting off the ground. Last year we had, I think, about 160 live streams that we did, whether it was home or away, full broadcast or just a single camera with a kid on the road. We had 175,000 viewers last year, so just a crazy, crazy number. I would expect that number to grow this year based on what football's been doing so far. We don't even get to count all the people that are big whiskeys and 14 mil. I mean, that counts as 1 viewer for us.
This is my 3rd year. Freshman year, my friend was in the class. He knew I wanted to be part of it, but I wasn't in the class yet. And we had district championship for baseball, and he's like, hey, do you want to call this game? And I was like, sure. Came along with the baseball team. My first game ever doing it, district championship. It was so fun. I just kind of fell in love and joined the class that next year, and here I am. It's just kind of an adrenaline rush. The crowd, I feed off everyone's energy, and whenever you got a great partner like Brady and a great crew like Dalton as our director, Burns doing a great job producing, there's just so many great people around you. You feel comfortable and you're not scared for anything.
So for football, I am the director. So that means I change the cameras, I tell everybody what they're supposed to be doing, where they go, I prepare like the schedule for the production. It's like Burns, and then there's me. Last year actually, it's like a bit of a learning curve because my first year doing it, but yeah, I think I've gotten it down pretty good.
For Nixa Live, I am the graphics operator. I put graphics up on our YouTube live streams. I pay attention to the game. If a player makes a play, I try to put their number in and get them up on the screen as quick as possible to highlight what they did in the game.
At the volleyball game, Nixa vs. Republic, I was running the camera. I've really done most of the things. I did graphics in the NIT a lot, I did replay. I know how to do it all, but not well maybe at all, but I know how to run it basically, and commentating is what I like doing the most. I started last year commentating basketball. I did a JV boys game and then a varsity girls game, and then Mr. Burns let me do the varsity girls games for district. I'm glad he gave me the opportunity to do it. I just love sports. I enjoy all of them, really anything. If it's on the TV, I'll watch it, so that's what got me interested.
Our school board, our administration, our principals here at the high school, our AD, I mean, he's been a tremendous supporter for us, trying to get us whatever we need. If something breaks, he's there to help get it fixed for us. They're a tremendous support. They're in our classroom, they're there at the games watching what we're doing. I put them on headset from time to time so they can kind of see what we're all about. So yeah, they've been great. The community's been wonderful. Everyone has been super supportive, and the product we have to show for it. The community helped make it possible, and now we get to give back to them. So it's been wonderful.
It's a day of remembrance. It's not really about the present or the future, it's about the past. Because there are people that have given their lives for our country, and there will never be anything that we can do, and that's okay, but there's never anything that we can do to like fully honor that sacrifice that they made. because there's no higher sacrifice. So it's a day about remembering and honoring those people that have given their lives for what we have today.
I served in Germany, Bamberg, Germany, from 60 to 63. I took basic in Fort Hood, and then I went into armored training, tank training. So I spent 6 weeks doing that, and then they shipped me by ship to Bremerhaven, Germany.
We just love being able to provide an event for our community to just give back and to say thank you for all that our veterans have done for our just community and our country in general. What's been really rewarding for me is that I've been here long enough now that I've seen students graduate and be able to come back and take part, to be honored as veterans now, and that's just been really incredible to see.
The kids can see us come in and have some idea when they announce us what we were and what we, not really what we did, but they would if they come up and talk to us. I really enjoy it, and I'm glad to see the ROTC here, because that's where some of our leaders are going to come, right out of the high school, go into the service, and even in the service, they can go to a nearby college that's paid for it. That's really something.
I want to make a career in the military. I've always kind of wanted to be in the military. And then after, I really like the people that are in it. There's a lot of teams that are on it. So I'm part of the Raider team, which is part of ROTC. So we're here every morning at 6 o'clock, we're practicing. Ideally, I want to go to West Point is the goal, is the dream.
We were brought up and told to obey laws and support your community and support your country. Try to get along with everybody else. I'm glad I was a veteran.
Those animals are called nocturnal. Nocturnal means they sleep at day and they hunt at night.
So the Dickerson Park Zoo brought us 3 nocturnal animals. They brought us an owl, a snake, and a chinchilla to explore. They had a blast. We took a long time learning about different types of nocturnal animals, so for them to be able to see them in real life was very exciting.
My favorite animal was the cutest, the chinchilla. All of them was cute. Oh, I seen wasps. It's like the tongue. Wait, is that what they smell of its tongue? I found the chinchilla ate grass, and they eat some animals. And I like the feeling that a chinchilla is kind of camouflage, and it's like a rock. It's a big fluffy rock. Some kind of predator grabs onto it where it got special video ability so it can fall off and run away.
When we talk about nocturnal animals, it goes with a bunch of different things. So we use it as a part of our riding unit. We learn animal features as part of our science type things. We talk about things that the animals eat, like food chains and stuff like that. And then we use it for our nonfiction unit, and we kind of compare the different animals. We use it as an overall theme to cover a bunch of different learning standards that we want to cover in a fun way.
It's so fun that I just got to see the snake up close, stick the tongue out. Yeah, I got kind of close, but it was cool when I saw it because it was kind of camo.
She did a great job teaching them about the different animals and their different features that they have that help them survive as nocturnal animals.
Anytime time we have our families more involved, it just builds that foundation. The students see that the importance not just here at school, but it's also being like important at home as well. And so it just promotes that education is important, and we're not only focused on education at school, but also at home. Trying to get kids engaged in different types of reading. So a lot of times they'll get stuck and then they are like, well, I don't necessarily like to read, but it's all about just finding the right niche for them. In this position, like that's what my sole focus is.
Like Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, I like those. Tangled Up in Luck. Sloan and Amelia are like, they like meet up in like the middle for like a school project about the Hall Jewels, and then they have to like work together to find clues about it.
I liked the Mark Twain books. I like some of those, yeah.
Yeah, I like reading.
It's not my favorite, but like lately I've been getting into it because of the passports and like the quarter book.
I do love reading. It's like one of my favorite things to do. Whenever I'm bored and I have absolutely nothing to do, I just lay down on my bed with the book I got from the library and then I just read it. I try to read a bunch of different series, but normally I go with the Twisted Fairy Tales because I don't know why, I just really love them.
And here I tell them one of the things I love about being in the library is I don't have to limit them. So they can pick, like this is their free choice reading time. So you can read whatever you want, which is hopefully more motivating and getting them more engaged in wanting to read, which reading on level is important, but to build that love of reading, like we want them to find things that they want to read and be able to choose their own. When Dr. Kelly was talking to me about our building goal this year being increasing literacy and that family connection, we just kind of blossomed with some different things that we're implementing and seeing how they go.
My parents sometimes will be like, okay, it's almost dinner time, but you have nothing to do and you're being crazy, so sit down on the couch and read a book. And not just like a picture book that you just flip through again and again. You have to read a real chapter book.
So far, I mean, the kids have been super engaged, and I do feel like I have more students involved in independent reading this year than I did last year, and so that was the whole goal. So I feel like we're, you know, what we're doing is working, so that's great.
Everything I've ever done, I've always like, oh, I'm never going to do that. The thing I've learned is never say that, because something has always opened up and I'm like, all right, I'm going to take the challenge, and I've been blessed ever since. I started off as a sub. Then I'm like, okay, position open, I'll try it out. Had no idea what I was doing. Loved every bit of it. Same thing whenever I started going through the Pathways program. It wasn't even on my radar. The classes that I was taking started making everything that I was doing as a para make sense. I'm like, okay, I can see something going on here. And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna graduate, I'm just gonna get my degree. I am not gonna be a teacher. Something opened up. It's hard work, but I've enjoyed every bit of it. Every bit of it. So it's just pretty neat how it just works out.
Pathways to Pairs is a partnership between Missouri State and Nixa Public Schools. And if you are a para that's already currently working in the district, then you have the opportunity to get your degree in education while you are working. So you can work here for 2 years. We pay, you know, your hourly salary, and then you take classes at Missouri State and classes with us, and you can come out with a degree in education.
I have 2 boys and my husband travels for a living, so I'm a single mom throughout the week. And I rely a lot on my parents. Going through that program, letting it fit within my schedule made it to where I could actually go, because otherwise I never thought I was going to be able to go back to school. It was not even on my radar. I'm like, I can't afford it, I don't have time for it, you know. And then this program came about. They slipped a little thing in our mailbox one day, and I was like, oh, I'll fill out this Google form, see what happens. I probably won't, but I did, and I fell in love with it, and it was hard, but it was worth going through.
The Pathways was really rewarding to see the journey of all of us together. We grow on each other, we work together. I've learned from everybody around me, but going from a para to a teacher has been rewarding to see the progress that I made personally. I have some of my same kids, they're great. College classes have been great. The Pathways takes a lot of that off your shoulders when it comes down to doing online classes, because you have some in-person at FOT with Nixa, so that helps having some in-person classes, have some face-to-face contact, so it's been great.
So the teacher shortage is real. It was very difficult, and we were still looking for teachers in July.
in August, especially in the special education department. And so having paras be qualified and be able to move into that role is going to help in the special education department. SPED teachers are special and we need them.
Honestly, we always have positions available for paraeducators, and this is one of the ways that if you think you want to be a teacher and you want to try it out, come be a para for us, apply for that position, and then we will help you get the skills to be a para, but then also if you want to be a teacher, we'll help you on that journey to have a certificate to be able to teach.
I'm a teacher. Like, I'm a teacher, you know, and they call me teacher. It's a fun sense of pride, and because I did it. You know, and it was not easy, but I did it. So I was untraditional, but I still got to get my degree. And that was a fantastic day. And I got to sit next to all of my friends from the program that we went together. We all sat in a row together and celebrated with each other and cheered each other on as our names were said. And it was really cool, that moment when we were all there together.
Hey everyone, welcome to your state quarterfinal pregame show on the field. Aiden Hopkins, Brady Richard. This game is going to be amazing, as these are two teams that have lingered around the top of the rankings all year, and one of the most anticipated games in Missouri high school football. And I'm really looking forward to this one. I've had this game circled. I knew that we didn't know we were going to get here, but we knew that it was pretty certain that it was going to end up here, and we're really looking forward to it. Brady, two really great teams. What should we expect from both teams?
Just an all-out war out there. I mean, like you said, two of the best teams in the nation, obviously. But really where it starts is in the trenches. Nick's offensive line, one of the best in the state. And then Lee Summit North off defensive line, which is one of the best in the state. So that's really where the game's going to be won and lost. I think whoever controls there is likely going to win the game. Is Rivera going to run for 200 yards like he usually does, multiple touchdowns, or are they going to be able to crack down on him and hold him low?
Speaking of Dylan Rivera, on the year, 244 carries, 2,178 yards, and 40 touchdowns. That is just unheard of. And so Nixa fans, that's just Dylan Rivera, man. But when you go to a different school, you're looking around, you're like, this is actually insane. And that's when you realize that he is so good at the level he's at right now, but also thanks to his offensive line.
Yeah, and like you said, 2,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, just unheard of. He's having a monster season, but really this whole Nixa offense has had a monster season. McKnight in his sophomore year, his first year starting, 1,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, only one interception, which it wasn't fully his fault. It was just kind of miscommunication, and it was rainy. So really, they just haven't had any weaknesses. They haven't really messed up, but we were with the team earlier riding the bus down. They don't think they're the best they can be yet. They think they can play even better, and I think that we're going to see that tonight.
Yeah, we heard. We were talking to. Not talking to Coach Perry, but we were in the pregame meeting in the locker room before they left, and Coach Perry said that you're not going to play a perfect game. They aren't going to play a perfect game, so we're going to have to make sure that we capitalize off their mistakes and we limit our mistakes as much as possible, because no one is going to be able to play a perfect game.
Yeah, and their defense as well is a monster season. We're talking how perfect that offense is, but Parker Mann, 131 total tackles, 99 solo. We know he'll get that one today to get 100 solo, but it's just insane what Parker Mann has done this year and stepped up as a leader.
Yeah, talk about Elisa North, though. One name that comes to mind is Isaiah Mosey, 4-star wide receiver committed to the University of Nebraska. He was originally committed to the University of Oregon, flipped his commitment to Nebraska, went over to Matt Rule, and hopefully, maybe on the field, he'll be talking a little bit to Jackson Cantwell, because Jackson Cantwell is in the interest of Matt Rule in Nebraska, and hopefully they could team up sometime. But right now, they are not teammates, and they are going against each other, and they're going to try to win this game as much as possible.
Yeah, and Isaiah Mosey, I think they got to get the ball to him tonight. He's got Randy Flint on him, obviously. Lockdown corner that Nick's has had all year. A 4-star receiver against a secondary that you haven't seen all year. I think you just got to expect to just feed him over and over again. Try to get him the ball. Easily your best player. They got to feed it to their playmakers all night.
Kevon Flint from the Nixa Eagles, 29 receptions, 621 yards, and 8 touchdowns. Wyatt Vincent, 23, 602 yards, and he also is at 8 touchdowns. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit more before the game, but I just think they got to get Baron Johnson involved somehow. The more targets he gets, the more this offense opens up. Same with Lane Meltebarger. We saw him with an absolute extraordinary catch against Joplin in that district championship game. A little head tap there, down at the 1-yard line, short of a touchdown. Still is yet to get his touchdown reception that he needs. But Jackson Campbell was talking about in his interview with Ozark Sports Zone that he has more touchdown receptions than Lane Meltenberger, and he always kind of picks on him about it in the locker room. And it's just really funny. This whole team, just the chemistry is really great. As we got Champ Porter behind us, one of the great blocking tight ends for this Nixa
long
offense.
Snapper.
Yes, long snapper. And we saw him line up in the slot in the walkthrough today, which was really cool to see. Looking to get him some receptions. And here comes the offensive line and the defensive line for Nixa, and they're ready to warm up. Nixa defensive line, offensive line. 119 pancakes for Jackson Cantwell, 69 for Jensen, 52 for Oakley White, 52 for Jacob Lyle, and 48 for Hayden Mays. The starting lineup for this Nixa offensive line is absolutely stacked, and we look forward to seeing them on the field today against that stacked Lee Summit North defensive line.
And Jackson Cantwell said 119 total pancakes. It's just insane. I was talking to Hunter Jensen. I know him on the team. He said he got 21 game, which is just crazy. And he's on the left tackle, obviously, but who Lee Summit North is missing this year, graduate Williams Inwerney. I think that's how you say it. It's kind of a tough name. But he's a 5-star DN, obviously committed to Mizzou last year, and he's playing there right now. That's someone they don't have to look out for this year. But obviously they also got Kamori Moore, number 1 on the defensive tackle. He's going to be rushing on center, and Oakley White and everyone there. So just stars on this defense that you got to look out for tonight if you're Nixa.
Yeah, Kamori Moore, he's committed to the University of Iowa State. So a really great player there. And this Nixa offensive line has their hands full for sure against this Lee Summit North defensive line. Nixa comes into this game averaging 46 points per game. Lee Summit North is averaging 36.7. And Nixa defense allowing 9.6 points per game against Lee Summit North's 15.5. Sorry, I had my paper folded in half. But it's going to be a battle for both teams. Of course, the argument that everyone has is Lee Summit North has faced a lot more competition than Nixa has, which I'd say is a little bit true in some games. But there's also some games that they're playing some really low-skilled teams. But Nixa's also facing some really good competition. Republic, Webb City, who are also still fighting in the playoff race, but they're also a class below in Class 5.
Yeah, and Nixa's defense, obviously, they're going to come up big. They need to come up big today, but without starting linebacker all year, Carter Fangirl, obviously, he's out with an injury. And Reed Wilson, he's got to step up today, the sophomore, and really take that role. So far this year, he's 2 sacks, tied for second on the team. And he's just got to come up today, make big plays, big tackles that Carter Fangirl would usually make. Just do his best to mirror him, because obviously he's not going to be as great as him and how good he's been all year, but he's just got to do his best.
When you look at these two teams' offenses, they're very, very similar. They're run first with a really great running back on both teams, but you also have a passing game that can open up. But I think one thing that leans towards Nixa is, one, of course, their offensive line, and 2, is their wide receiving core is better overall. Of course, Lee Summit North has Isaiah Mosey, but after that, it's just a bunch of no-names after that. And then after that, for Nixa, you have Kevon Flint, or it depends on where you want to put wide receiver 1. It could be Wyatt Vincent, it could be Kevon Flint, and you also have a shifty Baron Johnson in that wide receiver 3 position who can open up at any point, like I talked about. So it's just a matter of that Nixa is going to have to battle, and they're going to have to go, and I think it's going to be a shootout battle at the end of the day, whoever can put more points on the board.
Yeah, and like you said, getting Meltzberger and Johnson involved can help them so much, because instead of relying on 2 different players looking for in the pass game, you get more people involved. They don't know really who to guard, and then you can get Rapura and running and passing 2 in the mix. There's just so much to account for at once, so like you said, I'd like to see them get them involved.
Dustin Baldwin, offensive coordinator for the Nixa Eagles. We saw them for the walkthrough. We saw their script for their first drive, so we're kind of familiar with what's going to happen in this one. I know the first play of the game, so I'm looking forward to that. But it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it, and we're going to slide right into COC picks unless you got not COC picks, state quarterfinal picks. Do you have anything else?
No.
All right, we'll go right into state quarterfinal picks. First game we're going to look at Platte County, who's 11-0 at Webb City, 6-6. I don't think this game's going to be close. Webb City squeaked out the win against Carthage last week. Was that 3 scores at one point? Ended up winning by 2 scores. I think Webb is a really great team, but Platte County is just way better. I have them winning this one 42-14.
Like you said, I got Platte County 42-21. Webb City is they're 6-6. Obviously, they kind of been living on the edge all year. They didn't do too well in the COC, and like you said, I think Platte County is just a better team.
Helias Catholic 10-1, Republic 10-2. This game should be close. Republic won against Helias last year, and Helias wants some revenge for sure. But I think Republic is going to give them the run for their money, but I think Helias is going to come back for revenge and win 35-28.
Yeah, I got Republic 24-21. I loved what I saw from Preston McCracken last week. He had 4 rushing touchdowns, and I think if they can keep that dominance up, it's kind of impossible to stop them, especially with a great team like Branson, and they weren't able to. So I got Republic to win this one, a big game for Preston McCracken.
Park Hill 9-2, Liberty 8-3. Liberty the home team for this one. Liberty and Park Hill on the other side of the Class 6 brackets. We don't have to worry about that too much until later on. But I think this game is going to fall into the hands of the Liberty Blue Jays. Jackson Hicks, they're going to have to ride him. He is absolutely stellar on the ground. Has more yards than Dylan Rivera does, which is hard to do. I have Jackson Hicks and Liberty winning this one 28-21.
Yeah, I got Liberty as well, 35-28. Like you said, they got to heavily rely on that run game. And, yeah, that's all I got.
DeSmet at Rockbridge. DeSmet 9-2, Rockbridge 10-1. I think DeSmet has what it takes to win this one on the road, 35-31. I think they have what it takes. I think Rockbridge has what it takes to win, but I think DeSmet, with their great football program and all, I think they're going to come out on top.
I got Rockbridge 28-24, and all their sports teams are always, cross-country basketball, football, really name any of them, and they just they're pretty decent or good at it, and they're pretty good at football this year as well, so I got them winning. I think they're going to have a big game.
Jackson 9-2 at Kirkwood 8-2. Both of these were upsets in their districts. Kirkwood knocked off CDC, so they'll get to host. And if Nixa wins this game, they are cheering for Kirkwood for sure because they want the home field advantage. So if Nixa wins and Jackson wins, we have to travel 5 hours to Jackson. And if Nixa wins and Kirkwood wins, we are at home against Kirkwood. That's why I got Kirkwood in this one, 35-28. Coming off one of the biggest wins in their football program history, I think I got Kirkwood in this one.
Yeah, I was hesitant at first, Jackson and Kirkwood, but I got Kirkwood 21-17. That upset last week, just so electric to be a player there, a student there, a coach, just anything to knock off a team as good as CBC. I just think they're going to walk into Jackson and win this one 21-17, like I already said. I think they're going to ride their high.
And the next game, the game of the state, game of the year, in my opinion. I think the winner of this one wins the Class 6 state championship. Nixa 11-0 at Lee Summit North 11-0 as well. I got Nixa with their high-powered offense and their amazing defense that's shown all year. Nixa 35, Lee Summit North 31.
I got Nixa 35-34, 1 point win. I think it's going to be a nail-biter to the end. I think Nixa, they're going to be fighting all game. This offensive line, they're going to be able to overcome the defensive line that Lee Summit North has. I think Rivera's going to have a huge game. McKnight's going to stay poised. I think it's potentially going to come down to the leg of Braden Kamke to seal this one for them.
Yeah, one thing I didn't talk about in that pregame show is that one thing that's very important this week are extra points. You got to make them. You got to make them when you have them because stuff might happen, and if you miss an extra point, that could lose you the game. So I think extra points are very important in this one, which we haven't really seen throughout the year because, of course, it's all been blowouts.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you, Brady. That's all we got. We got a little bit more to talk about before the game starts. We'll get keys to the game, impact players. We'll talk about that after the teams run out. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we're so excited for this one. See you guys up in the booth.
Someone wait for this one to come out. Someone wait for this one to come out. Like they said, you're live. You gotta go. The birds don't have to scream for you to go. Just go. Good evening and welcome to the Bronco Athletic Complex.
Sunday, as we are set for one of the most anticipated games in the whole state of Missouri, as two of the top-ranked teams in Class 6 football are set to face off with a trip to the Final Four on the line. Hello, everyone. Aiden Hopkins alongside Brady Richard, welcoming you all to a very cold climate here in Lee Summit, Missouri. To be exact, it's around 30 degrees. I think it's 41 degrees. I think it feels about 35. And this game is going to be amazing as we're about 5 minutes away from kickoff in the state quarterfinal matchup. Brady, lots of hype surrounding this game. What should we expect?
I think you should expect a high-scoring matchup from both of these offense. Both of them, obviously, is great players. Nixa highlighted by Dylan Rivera. We said a bit in the pregame show, over 2,000 yards, 40 touchdowns on the season. And their great sophomore quarterback, Adam McKnight, who's been a stand now. He'll be slinging the ball around tonight. But on the other hand of the coin, we have Isaiah Mosey, in a 4-star, actually Nebraska commit for the Lee Summit North Mustangs, and he will be a big playmaker for Lee Summit North. And the passing, you might see a jet sweep from him every now and then. And they also need their quarterback tonight, step up. Number 1, Makai Mitchell. He obviously needs to have a great game against his secondary, Parker Mann, who's played great all year, over 100 tackles. Randy Flynn, he had a pick 6 a couple weeks ago. He's been playing amazing, and I think it just comes down to which offense can produce more points, because it's going to be a shootout.
I could not agree any more, Brady Richard. Nixa in their second straight state quarterfinal game. Last year they fell short of the win to the Rockhurst Hawklets by a score of 38-14. This time around they look to walk out with the win this time and claim their first Final Four berth since 2014, where they ended up stalling out in the state title game and they got second place. And now, Brady, what is Nixa going to have to do if they want to propel to the state championship level that Coach Perry's been trying to bring since he took the job 5 years ago?
It all starts tonight in the trenches, man. This defensive line obviously highlighted by, on the other side of the ball, their number 1, their best defensive player, Kamori Moore. He is an Iowa State commit, you said in a pregame show, and man, he is a monster. He just tears through that interior offensive line with Oakley White, Hunter Jensen in there. They're going to have to step up big tonight and not let him through. But Nixa, on the other hand, I mentioned a couple of the names there. Oakley White, Hunter Jensen, but really they need Jackson Cantwell to come in big tonight. Obviously, lots of people in attendance here to watch him play. The 5-star recruit undecided on his commitment. He needs to have a huge game tonight on McKnight's blind side and not let him get bagged.
And for the Lisa North Broncos, who just now took the field, this is not a very new stage to them, as they have reached the state quarterfinal 3 times in the past 5 years, only winning the game once 2 years ago. For Lisa North, their season ended similar to Nix's last year, as they were upset in the district final last year by the Rockhurst Hawklets.
Yeah, and just to highlight those weapons again, they have Isaiah Mosey. They got to rely on him tonight. And one more thing, Nixa and Lee Summit North are very similar. They both are run-first offenses. They can pass the ball if they need to, but both of them also need to establish this run if they want to win. Obviously, I already said Delano Burrow, monster season, but running back for Lee Summit North, number 4, Quade Chapman, he needs to have a huge game tonight behind his offensive line, and I think that's underrated. That's an underrated part of this game. We've talked all about their defensive line and the defense, how they need to step up. But Quade Chapman, he needs to have a huge game tonight with their run-first offense to be able to win this one.
And the two teams will meet at midfield for the first time today, as the captains for the Nixa Eagles are as follows. Number 1, Kevon Flint. Number 5, Dylan LeBeau. Number 7, Parker Mann. And number 72, Zach Austin. And for the Lee Summit North Broncos, only 2 players, Kamari Moore and Isaiah Mosey. 2 players we highlighted. Actually, they just added 1 more in there. I believe that is number 79, Trey Williams, the 6'4" senior O-lineman. And so many cameras at midfield, as we mentioned. This is the game to watch around the state of Missouri, as this game is going to make maybe who walks out as the state champion in this.
Yeah, obviously Kirkwood and Jackson, they're facing off tonight. Nixa, they're fighting not only go to semifinals, but if Kirkwood can win, they get that home field advantage. But it all starts here. They need to come together as a team tonight. We said in the pregame show, the coaches, they don't think they're the best team they can be yet. They believe they can be better. I believe it. You believe it. We think that they have not yet reached their peak, and I think they're going to reach it tonight as they take on the Mustangs.
And I believe that Lee Summit North Broncos will be receiving the ball to start the game, which is kind of a relief, which is what I wanted, because if this game goes back and forth, Nixa maybe scores the end of the first half, takes a 1-score lead, and then they come out and score again. That's 2 scores, and we all know how Nixa does with 2 scores.
Yeah, Nixa, once they pull away with 2 scores, it's happened all year, especially in the close games. Lebanon, they got up 2 scores and just kind of pulled away from there. Republic, Webb City, go down the list. It just happens every single game. And in the blowout, you want the ball the second half, because if you just go back and forth, like you said, you get the ball last to be able to potentially win it. Like I said, my score prediction 35-34. I think this one could come down to a leg of Braden Kamke. You said you need to make your extra points tonight. It's all down to the fundamentals. You're looking over film and stuff, and you're seeing they had a lost snap, Lee Summit North, last week that could have costed them some points if they hadn't dived on it.
Yeah, 100%. And this Nixa team is high-powered. Like we mentioned, Nixa has pulled away in every single game. They have not not won a game by less than 20 points this year, 11-0 in the season. They have pitched 3 shutouts against Joplin the first time, Waynesville, and Glendale, and they didn't allow more than 21 points. They allowed 21 points against Webb City and Joplin last week. Nixa will kick off first. As I don't know what's going on here. Nixa's kicking off from the 45, but the opposite one. So I don't know what happened.
Maybe there's a pregame flag or something that pushed them forward.
I think it may have been delayed game considering that.
Oh no, it looks like they're going onside. Where the ball's laid, they're going onside. Looking to be aggressive here. They want that ball.
John Perry showing his cards early. Jonah Fields at the 45-yard line, left hash, looking for an onside kick to start this one. Fields. The kick is off. Bounces. It's over and out of bounds. Nixa had the opportunity to jump on it, but couldn't get their hands on it. On the dive was none other than Adam McKnight, and that was inches away from starting the game exactly how they wanted.
And like you said, Adam McKnight so close, but an amazing kick from Jonah Fields. Threaded it right through the hands team for Lee Summit North, and look on the replay, just through his hands. Aggressive call from Nixa.
Lee Summit North will start on their own 35-yard line. This high-powered offense, this Nixa high-powered defense, and we are about to set off. 11:52 remaining in this first quarter. At that onside kick took 8 seconds off.
And I love that call on the onside kick. I think they wanted the ball first, contrary to what you said. But right there, aggressive. They won it first and then tried to get it, and that shows how much trust they have in this defense as well.
Empty set to start the game. Snap, screen pass immediately, and it's blown up by number 28, Reed Wilson. His first varsity start and a tackle for loss to start it off.
And we said Reed Wilson has got to step up tonight. Quarterfinal out with an injury for the year. It's Reed Wilson's spot now at linebacker, and there makes a huge play, set the tone, start the game well, get the tackle for loss.
2nd and 12, empty set again. Quad receivers to the left, one out right. Snap. Pocket collapses. Screen pass again. And he broke away. Open field to the left. Being chased down by Killis. Taken down. And none other than number 2, Isaiah Mosey, moves the chains. First down Broncos.
And that's exactly what I said they needed to find their playmakers early, and right there they go right to the 4-star wide receiver Isaiah Mosey. He gets the ball with space and lead blockers, and he's able to move down the field all the way into Nixa territory at the 31. Great blocking up front and great moves and speed from Isaiah Mosey.
Makai Mitchell with a running back behind him and 2 receivers on the field. Handoff right side. Blown up pretty fast, and he won't get much. One, maybe. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And these linebackers looking strong so far this game. Right there, Tobias Thompson was there to fly in for help with the tackle. Parker Mann as well. They're looking well. Reed Wilson had that first one. That's the mentality they got to have, and they got to keep it up this game.
2nd and 9. Lee Summit North after an explosive play from their 4-star recruit, Isaiah Mosey. Quad receivers left, one to the right. Empty set once again. Mitchell takes the snap, looking left. Screen pass once again, open field. Juking right and doesn't have much room, and now that'll set up that 3rd and 4.
Yeah, and right there, they're just looking for Mosey again to try to break one loose like he did last time. Nixa was able to rally on that one, and Lee Summit North's going to have to think twice next time running the screen, because right there, Nixa had a great defense against it. But now, 3rd down situation. Nixa is usually so aggressive in these. They go for it most of the time. Whenever they get the 4th down, so I'm assuming Lee Summit North will match it with that aggressiveness and go for it on 4th down no matter what. But if Nixa can get a sack here, they may think to double twice about it.
3rd and 4. Handoff right side. And that will move the chains, as that was number 4 on the carry. Quade Chapman.
And right there, Nixa was able to set the edge. They got there, but just a great move from Chapman to get free, and he's able to barrel for the first down. But Nixa just needs to be more secure tackling, and just comes down to the fundamentals, like I said pregame. Right there, make a secure tackle, and you got them on 4th down.
So the Broncos enter the red zone for the first time tonight, as they're on the Nixa 19-yard line with a new set of downs. Quad to the left, one out right. Mitchell, quarterback keeper, hits the hole, has a hole, and slides. It'll be 2 yards short of his 2nd and 2.
And right there, that's just great blocking up front from the offensive line. The left guard and left tackle opening up a hole for him, and he just squeaks right through, slides down to avoid contact from Parker Mann, who was flying in to get that big hit. But Nix's run defense not looking so well here, as they let up some big yardage.
As we do mention that Nixa, if they're going to get scored on, it's usually the first drive of the game, because of course we talk about it's always scripted, and they know what they're going to do, as this Nixa student's actually starting to fill up over there, as I'm looking to realize.
Yeah, like you said, first drive scripted, works most of the time. See it at all levels, but then the second drive is really kind of where the coaching game starts.
Keeper, but it's not Mitchell. It'll be somebody else. Looks to be short by inches if it's anything. And they're going to move the chains, first down for the Broncos.
And another just unable to get the big stop right there. Nixa got them to where they wanted once again, but they're just able to run up the middle. And Nixa's defensive line has been having problems so far, not being able to fight back against this offensive line and overpower them at least once. They've just been able to have their way with them.
So first and goal for the Broncos on Nixa's 9-yard line. Wide receiver's going to spread out here. McCoy Silver's going to have to sprint cross field to get his man. Fakes the handoff, rolling right. Pocket collapses, doesn't have much time. Scrambling, touchdown Broncos! Broncos strike first. On the carry was quarterback number 1, Makai Mitchell. The 5'11 senior runs it in and puts 6 on the board for the Broncos.
And right there, Makai Mitchell just showing his dual threat ability. He's able to pocket collapses, nothing to go in there, but he's able to get in between his offensive line, run right in between the defensive tackles, and go into the end zone, which helps him a lot with his speed. And Nixa's defensive line, once again, just crumbles and isn't able to do anything, even with getting pressure. No one's able to catch him.
Extra point is good. Broncos 7, Eagles 0. Wow. What a series of events, as Nixa was inches away from recovering the onside kick. Broncos decide to go over run heavy with our quarterback there and get some screen passes going, and that gets them 7 points on the board first.
Yeah, and the variety of plays is really what helped them, kept the Nixa defense guessing. They didn't really know what was going to come, and it worked in their favor, as the legs of their quarterback, legs of their running back, Isaiah Mosey, everyone got involved there to punch one into the end zone.
Flag comes out on something. It's something against Lee Summit North. That'll back him up. So 7:02 remaining in this first quarter. I don't know what that penalty was.
Yeah, just some confusion, but it's looking like he'll get the kickoff now.
Dylan Roberta back to receive for the Eagles. Line drive kick right to Roberta. Roberta up the middle, has a wall of blockers. Bounces left, spin moves 1. Taken down at the 35, and a good return there from Dylan Roberta.
Yeah, great return. He had someone trying to take him down there, but just able to take him and set Nixa up with great field position. And out comes the Nixa offense and Adam McKnight. And obviously sophomore quarterback Adam McKnight, he's played varsity all freshman year in 2 sports, baseball and basketball, but here really is his first big game as his first year as a quarterback here. He needs to handle the pressure, be composed, have good poise, and just not force anything, make good throws.
We didn't talk about our keys to the game, but I think one of them is getting Barron Johnson and Lane Melterbarger involved as Melterbarger's line up in the slot. Both the tight ends will motion and get set up. Snap. Handoff for Burra, left side. And he'll get about 6 there. And that's all you need there.
Yeah, and right there, first battle between the offensive and defensive line, and the offensive line comes up top, the left side. Obviously, Jackson Cantwell and Hunter Jensen open up a hole for him, and he's able to get a good 6-yard gain for his offense to where the offense now has lots of options. They could air one out if they want to. Play action, it's really up to them.
So if you're just now joining us, Lee Summit North is up 7-0 here in the first quarter. Roberta again, left side. Hole opens up with the block. Trying to get the ball stripped, and he'll be taken down at around the 42.
And right there, then Broncos defensive line wasn't able to set the edge, and that let Roberta just get to the outside really easy. Great vision. Right there, that was number 19, Bryce Rudolph. Yeah, Bryce Rudolph, he wasn't able to get around on the edge there and let Roberta get free.
Trips out to the left.
Looking like it's setting up for a screen.
McKnight will go in the slot. Wildcat for Roberta. Flint motions. Roberta up the middle. Flag flies. But I think it might be illegal formation here.
Yeah, I think they 2 in motion. I don't think one of the tight ends that move was set.
Illegal shift on Nixa. That'll be 5 yards.
I don't think Meltebarger was set whenever Flint was in motion. So far, though, I like what I'm seeing from Nixa's offensive line. They're making great holes for Roberta. Obviously, they're containing Kamori Moore well as well.
McKnight keeps it right side. Dragged down after a pretty hefty gain, but it will still be only about 2nd and 8. And somebody on the Nixa offensive line is down. That's Hayden Mays. And that would not be a good loss for Nixa.
Yeah, he's a huge part of that offensive line. He's the opposite of Jackson Cantwell on the right side, right tackle. Don't want him to go down. He's one of the most important pieces to this offense.
This would be a big loss for Nixa. As I believe it's something in his right arm, maybe. So we're looking at about a 2nd and 8 following this break. Mays will get up. He will walk on his own, but doesn't look great.
Yeah, it's looking like he's holding that arm.
So I'll bring out Dylan Terry to come out.
Huge spot for Dylan Terry as well. I don't think he's been in the game all year. This offensive line has stayed relatively healthy, so he's got to come up big. He's dealing with number 0 on the edge there, Kyle Reed, 250-pound senior.
Meltergar motions now Vincent. McKnight will keep it again. Play's blown up pretty quickly. We're looking at about a 3rd and 5.
And right there, Nixa just playing a conservative, trying to get a couple yards there to get the chunk into the chunk that they had to gain to set up a 3rd down and manageable. They were able to do it there, get 3 yards, so now 3rd and 5. And Nixa, with how good Ribera has been, we saw them run it on a 3rd and 7 inside the 10-yard line last week with Ribera, and he was able to get in. Or they can pass it, really.
3rd and 5. McKnight. Handoff Ribera. Won't be enough. Oh, maybe at the end. It's going to be very, very close. It's going to be 4th and 1.
And I think you got to go for it here if you're Nixa.
Offense looking to be staying on the field. Vincent will come out, which means it's big dog time. As Peyton Koval will come on to play offensive line. 4th and a long 1.
I was going to say maybe a quarterback sneak, but it's looking like McKnight's staying in the shotgun.
Shotgun formation. Flint's the only receiver to the right. Handoff for Burra. He looks to have got it by the spot, and he will. 1st down Eagles.
And a risky play call from the Eagles, going to the shotgun on really 4th and inches. It looked like. I thought maybe it would have been smarter just to kind of hand it to him, let him push forward. I don't know if they allowed the teams to push in high school, but something like that. But right there, they put all their trust in Ribera, and he's able to push through with this offensive line.
Yet to see McKnight's arm here in this one as the first quarter is draining down rather quickly. 7-0 is the score. Lee Summit North leading Nixa. McKnight gets in the slot. Flint will motion. Ribera right side. Spins out of 1. He'll get about 4. He's 2nd and 6.
That's the 2nd time we've seen that play from the Eagles now. I think they just want to perfect it after the first time. As Hayden Mays comes back into the game for Nixa, that's great for them. But like you said, yet to see McKnight's arm. I'm guessing we may see it soon. Now 2nd and manageable.
2nd and 6. Tries to get him to jump, can't do it. The team will look for their play call. McKnight takes the snap. Ribera up the middle. Get about 3. 2nd and 3. Excuse me, 3rd and 3. And the clock continuing to wind down.
And obviously with Ribera's big season so far this year, we're expecting him to get a lot of production this game, and he's gotten every single snap for the Eagles so far, except from a couple from McKnight. Have yet to air it out. But it seems like Lee Summit North can't find a stop for Ribera as he's just been churning those legs and eating up yards.
3rd and 3. Handoff. Fakes it. Meltzberg looked like he was being held, and McKnight will keep it. Ooh, and make 2 Broncos collide as he will get the 1st. It looks like by the spot. No, they're not giving it to him.
But that's what I was talking about, though. Just great poise for McKnight. He saw Flint trying to get open downfield. He could have tried to make a circus throw and maybe get a 1st down, which low percentage throw, could have gotten picked off. But right there, he just keeps the ball, makes the smart play, able to get it to 4th and inches now, which they face for the 2nd time this drive.
Here's a snap. Ribera, left side, gets it, and that'll move the chains once more as this clock is just being chewed by the Nixa Eagles.
Yeah, and once again, they brought in Peyton Koval to block, and it works as he gets someone on the ground. Ribera just hops on over for the 1st down. But back to that pass play, I mean, obviously McKnight couldn't see anything, so he ran, but great coverage from the defensive backs. It could have been a coverage sack almost if McKnight couldn't roll out.
I think Melteberger was being a little bit held there. There was a lot of hands there, but ref didn't see it, so it didn't matter. McKnight will keep it. Spins out of 1, runs into another, but a great run there and a great 1st down play sets him up for 2nd and short.
And we had such high scoring thoughts about this game. Our obviously score predictions were high scoring, but right now Nixa is just content on running this clock, especially now
I feel like they're kind of playing based on the fact that they do get the ball to start the second half. They want to run down the clock, maybe get the ball back in next quarter at the end and try to score, and then they get it at the half, because it seems like they're just trying to drain the clock here, kind of like what Lebanon did against them.
Yep. 2nd and 4. First down. The line to gain is at the 9-yard line for the Nixa Eagles. Rivera up the middle, trucking along, and he'll be down at the 7. First down, Nixa.
There, Rivera just using his ability, can't think of the word, just his size to be able to sliver through the offensive line and defensive line and get good yardage for the Eagles.
So that will move the chains, and we'll go down to the sideline. No, excuse me. We're going to step aside to hear a word from our platinum sponsor, Air Services All Services.
Don't fumble when it comes to your home's comfort. Our Air Services team is on the ball with all your HVAC, plumbing, and electrical needs. We offer fast, same-day service, top-quality products. Get in touch with us today and score your peace of mind.
Don't get nervous. Call Air Services today.
Air Services is ready to install your ultimate game day upgrade. Make your home the MVP of your neighborhood with gemstone lights. Create custom patterns, animations, and colors. Get gemstone lights today and take your outdoor lighting game to the next level.
Don't get nervous. Call Air Services today.
Welcome to Nixa High School as we proudly present Beauty and the Beast.
DK Nelson reporting live from Lee Summit North High School. I've got high hopes and all of my fingers, I think. It's a little cold out here to tell, but we'll see how these teams handle the weather going through the rest of this game. Thank you, and back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, DK. Hope you're keeping yourself warm down there, as it is very chilly. 1st and 7. McKnight left side. Big hole opens up. Touchdown, Eagles! 7-6.
And great play call from Coach Baldwin and Coach Perry, having the trust in their sophomore there. He's able to bounce it outside, and he's just wide open to the end zone there. And the Eagles strike after taking down 8 minutes of clock, which is great for them. And now KMP comes to kick on the extra point, but amazing drive from the Eagles, just pounding the rock down the Broncos' throats all the way to the end zone.
And a very important extra point here for Braden Kempke. Snap, hold, kick, right down the post, and the equalizer. 7-7. Both offenses successful on their first run. And now maybe Nixa will give Lee Summit North all of the field to work with this time, as they did try an onside kick the first play of the game, and it fell short as McKnight was inches away from taking it over and giving Nixa the ball to start it. And that would have just been absolutely killer if that would have happened.
Yeah, and after this kickoff, I think this is where the game really starts. This is where the minds of the coaches come in. They got to really start playing because, like you said, those first 2 drives, they're usually scripted. They usually know what they're doing and that it's going to work. But here, this is where they have to adjust. They have to see what the defense is doing and make adjustments on the offense. Same for the defense, adjusting to the offense. So both teams, need to play well.
They're going to try a pooch kick here as it's going to lay. It's muffed. Who jumped on top of it is the real question. They're going to give it to Lee Summit North as, man, their kickoff hand team is getting to work today.
Yeah, they just got lucky again on that one. It was dropped near the 35, but the Eagles tried to pounce on it, but they weren't able to.
So they'll get to the 32, about 3 yards shy of where they got it the last time. And now Nix's defense is going to come out here with some changes made on that defense. You have to see a deep pass from either team, only screen passes.
But Mosey had the big run after the screen pass. But this Nixa defensive line, they really need to get up here and be able to stop their quarterback, Mekhi Mitchell. He's just been running all over them whenever he gets the chance. Maybe set a quarterback spy with one of your linebackers who's been all over.
Empty set again, pocket collapsing. Oh my gosh, batted down by number 70 from Nixa Eagles, Caden Flood. And that was big, and if he would have kept his hands on that, that would have been insane.
Yeah, just one of the big boys up front. On the line, Caden Flood screen pass, and he sniffed it out immediately, got to the edge, jumped up and batted it down. Like you said, almost intercepted. What an amazing play on the edge from Flood.
2nd and 10. Mosey one-on-one with Randy Flint, top of your screen. Handoff left side. Big hole opens up. Flag comes in though, and that could help the Nixa Eagles.
I think it might be holding or blocking the back on the Broncos.
And it is holding, and man, that is crucial. Makes it 2nd and 20.
Yeah, so now they may go conservative on 2nd down and try to bite into that yardage that they have, or which, if they can't get a good run, they're going to have to air it out. So, like you said, detrimental penalty. It kind of, they call holding a drive killer, and right there, it's kind of killing the drive, especially on 2nd down.
2nd and 20 for the Broncos. This might be a time we see Mitchell's arm come in handy.
Yeah, you got Mosey and Flynn up top, 2v2.
Motion. Handoff, Mosey, reverse. It's blown up, and ball's out! And who got it? Who got it? The Nixa Eagles got it! 1st down, Eagles! My goodness! Rod Bridgerson and the Nixa defense strikes again!
And the turnovers have what has been winning them the game all year. Porker, man, he's led the team in forced fumbles, and right there, huge play by the defense to knock one out, and they hop on it immediately in Bronco territory, near the red zone, in scoring position, all of the above. Huge play for the Eagles. I can't emphasize it enough.
11:34 in the 2nd quarter. 7-7 to score. McKnight takes a snap. He'll keep it right side. One man in front of him. And that's a great gain, 7 yards, 2nd and 3.
These quarterback keepers these linebackers and defensive ends have not been able to read them well on the edge. It's a zone read, and McKnight's just making the perfect read right there as he bit on Ribera, and he's able to go in for a 6-yard gain. Almost shook a defender, and if he could have, maybe could have been in the end zone.
2nd and 4. McKnight gives it to Ribera up the middle. He'll break away with the littlest hole he could have, and it'll be 3rd and inches.
He's done that a lot this game so far. Just used his size to go through the offensive line and fight his way for a couple of yards, and now it seems like it's every single set of downs they get a crucial 3rd down for the Eagles.
3rd and 1. 2 tight ends motion. Ribera up the middle. We'll move the chains. 1st down, Eagles.
And right there, they just go to all reliable, as Ribera has been able to average 10 yards per carry this season. Right there, they only needed 1. Just handed it to him, and he gets the job done for them.
1st down. And they're going to let this clock go as much as they can. Flint motions. Handoff for Burra. Swallow up immediately. With a little push, he'll get 4, which is insane. Yeah, put your hands up, but doesn't change the fact that you continue to push him after the whistle is blown.
Yeah. Student section going before, you can't throw, but I mean, if the defense can't stop the run, why stop? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and they've been able to eat into this defense so far with only running.
John Perry has said if you want to win a state championship, you have to be able to run the ball. And they're proving that right now. McKnight right side. taken down by his face mask, it looked like. No call, though. It'll be 2nd and 4. Excuse me, 3rd and 4.
And another zone read from McKnight, and he kept it. And maybe the wrong read there as the corner and safety were just sitting there on the right side waiting for him, and they just sandwiched him in the tackle. And he had to get another 3rd down for the Eagles.
McKnight, snap, handoff right side. Did he get in? Touchdown Eagles! Adam McKnight gets his 2nd with his feet, and Nixa leads 13-7. Absolute silence on the Lee Summit North side of the field. 13-7, Nixa leads.
And McKnight is just putting this team on his back right now with his legs. Right there, keeps it again. And he goes right into the end zone, barrels over another man. It was kind of a weird landing there because he was just flying over someone's body. But, man, great vision from McKnight to know when to keep it. And talks about that poise he's got to keep all game. He's keeping it right now.
13-7. Extra point will make it 14-7.
And that Lee Summit North defense has got to be shaking their heads because they just cannot stop this run game no matter what they do. They're trying to set the edge, but they just can't. Right now, Nixa's tackles, Cantwell and Mays, obviously, are blocking them every single time. And then the zone reads, McKnight has just been incredible on them. Dylan Ribera is doing Dylan Ribera things. It's just this defensive line has not been able to do what we thought they were going to be able to do this game.
It looks like they're trying the pooch kick again, and I think if they get this one, the Nixa side will go crazy. Here it is. Fair catch called at the 32, and he'll make the catch, and that's where they'll start.
I think they may have put in someone new to catch that one.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to kick the length of the field next time. So Broncos will start at the 33 after a big turnover from that Nixa defense.
Yeah, and you rarely see someone lose the turnover battle and win a game, and right now Nixa's winning right now because of it. So Lee Summit North is going to have to overcome a big miscue on that last drive if they want to have a chance of this one. Or not a chance of this one, anything can happen, but if they want to make it close.
Handoff left side. Big. And he is huge. Put down the shoulder, he'll get about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. And one thing important for Lee Summit North is if they want to score in this drive, they're going to want to cut down this clock as much as possible so Nixa isn't able to score before going in the locker room.
Yeah, and I was talking about it earlier. They score going before and halftime, then they get the ball first and score. Kind of puts the game almost out of reach depending how much time they take off in the second half. So they might try to run the ball a lot like Nixa did, but right there, that was a strong and angry run from Chapman. He just puts the shoulder down and runs over everyone.
2nd and 6. Steps back immediately, looking to pass. Has nobody. Pockets collapsing, going left. Flag flies for holding, and uh-oh. What great coverage by the Nixa defense, and that will set him back 10 yards.
Yeah, that was almost a coverage sack from this Nixa secondary, but I watched it happen. Tyler Pate, number 76, he got the hold there on Hayden Mays, and that one's going to be coming back. But great coverage deep for Nixa to be almost able to get the sack.
And big crucial mistakes from the Broncos offensive line will set them back. 2nd and 16. Both teams still have all their timeouts. Nixa leads 14-7 here in the state quarterfinal.
This drive seems to be playing out exactly like the last one. Holding call, 2nd and long now.
Quad to the right. One receiver out left, empty set. Mosey's going to keep it, and he'll have a big hole, and he'll cut up field and be taken down by Randy Flint.
And man, he is quick. Isaiah Mosey just shot out of a cannon through that offensive line. and is able to go horizontal across the field to get away from everyone with his speed, but Randy Flint sitting there in the flat in his zone, able to make the secure tackle, but
definitely shows why he deserves to be a 4-star recruit. And now it'll be 3rd and 6. And Mosey will be by himself in the backfield once again.
Big 3rd down for Broncos. They need to convert this.
Up the middle. Spins out of 1, and he'll get the first. Down at the 47. First down, Broncos.
And man, he is just so shifty. He's been juking everyone out on the defensive line right there. He gets someone in the secondary, either a linebacker or a corner. He's able to just spin them off and get the first down.
So Mitchell, the quarterback, will come back in here.
I think they're kind of following Nix's scheme. If all goes wrong, give it to your best player, best runner.
Handoff left side. Hole opened up and dragged down at the 39, and a great open field tackle by Parker Mann. First down Broncos, and they are driving.
In there, that wasn't Chapman, that was Jackson Samuelson on the carry, and he's able to get a good run for 15 yards, yeah.
So 5:50 remaining in this second quarter. Nixa Eagles receive the ball at half as they lead 14-7, but the Broncos are driving, looking to equalize it here.
Yeah, and both defenses, just the size of that turnover, have kind of been dominated this game.
Handoff up the middle, blown up immediately. He'll lose 3. Be 2nd and 13. And this game is going way better than the Rockhurst game went last year at this point, as Rockhurst allowed Nixa to score on their first drive and then just absolutely took over. But now this game's a little bit equal, exactly how he thought this game would pan out.
And it just comes down to quarterback play. It's that simple. Nixa, obviously, last year, 3 interceptions was not going to get the job done if you want to win a playoff game. But McKnight has came in and scored 2 touchdowns on the ground on his own. And this defense right now, that defensive line has had great plays as well in the turnover.
Quads to the right. Screen pass from Mosey. And he'll almost break away, but he'll be taken down after gaining the first.
And Nixa just can't seem to track him down. He's always moving around the field, lined up in different spots, even at quarterback for a Wildcat formation. And he's just too shifty, too quick. Gets the ball there for the first down. And like I said in my one key for the game, they got to find their playmakers. And right now they're finding Mosey almost every single play.
1st and 10. Handoff left side. Cutting left. Touchdown Broncos. 14-13. On the run was number 4, Quade Chapman, the running back.
And right there, just poor tackling from the Eagles, I think. Randy Flint had a chance to bring him down around the 10-yard line. He couldn't get him down. Ty Kellis had a shot there at the end. He couldn't. Just able to break away and get a great run for the Broncos and even this one up with just over 4 minutes remaining.
But more than enough time for Nixa Eagles to put something on the board. Extra point is inches away from being blocked, but it won't be. And we're going to go to the sideline with DK Nelson with the tie game, 14-14.
I'm Zoe here at Lee Summit North, and the Eagles, they are tied right now. We got 2 touchdowns in a row, and I wonder how this game is going to go. Back to y'all up in the booth.
Surprise, wasn't DK, but either way, thank you for the sideline report, Zoe. Really appreciate it. 14-14, 4:08 remaining in this first half. Nixa gets the ball at half, and they would love to score right here. But at least Summit North Broncos trying to make some adjustments on the defensive side of the ball. One thing I have noticed is at least Summit North doesn't have a TV or anything, so they just talk about what the plays that are going on.
Yeah, and both offensive just, I think the run game, they both established them very well, both with their quarterbacks and running backs have just been dominating, and these defensive lines just have not been able to live up. We see Rob Richardson in the defense over there going over some things, and definitely something with the run game. But right here, yeah, like you said, they don't have a TV, just kind of talk on the sideline. There's an amazing kick.
Ribera will let that one go, and it'll be a touchback, and Nixa will take over at the 20.
And McKnight, obviously, last drive, able to run one in with his legs. He's got 2 of them. Now in the 4-minute drill, plenty of time to go down and score. If the Broncos do want the ball back, though, they have all 3 timeouts. But really, I just think Nixa's going to try to keep the ball and run down the clock here.
4 minutes remaining in this first half. Porter and Meltebarger in motion. Handoff for Burra. Up the middle, he'll spin out of 1 and get laid out after 5 yards. 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and a good move from Ribera, but like you said, he got laid out there. Flying in was number 16, Aaron McIntosh. He's able to just bring down Ribera there. A huge hit on his knees. Now 2nd and manageable.
Ribera again. Had a hole. He got 4. It'll be 3rd and 1. I feel like we've seen this situation a lot today.
Yeah, it's every set of downs they get a 3rd and 1. An empty set.
Empty set on 3rd and 1. McKnight snaps it. Screen pass to Ribera. And that looked like it hit the ground, I'm being completely honest.
I thought it hit the ground.
Ribera scooped it and gets the first.
I heard yelling from, or on the Lee Summit side, I heard yelling, and I thought it hit the ground as well, but.
It hit the ground and his knee was down. So blown call there. First down for the Eagles. Ribera up the middle. He'll dive for 5, 2nd and 5 as the clock winds down.
Yeah, and they're going with what we thought they were going to go with there. Just a couple gives to Ribera, and the clock's coming down. Now 2.5 minutes remaining. But yet to see a deep pass from either team, so 2nd and manageable, or sometime this drive, might expect one.
Here's one maybe now. Kevon Flitt. Flag comes out and he caught it! Kevon Flitt! First down, Eagles!
An amazing ball from Adam McKnight. Me and you just went crazy up here, but amazing throw and a flag as well as Flint goes up and grabs it over the defender, and I think they're going to get pass interference. They're deep.
Holding on Lee Summit North, that's declined. Hey, but he can't throw though. Remember, he can't throw. According to Lee Summit North student section, Adam McKnight can't throw.
I mean, they're in all. Look at them, they're in all. Surprised that a starting quarterback can throw. But great throw by McKnight, an amazing catch from Flint, and they're set up shop in territory of the Broncos.
Flag flies, false start on Nixa.
And not what you want to see from an offense right after a big play. To get the false start, kind of just slow you down after all the momentum you had, but they can't dwell on it, go past it. We heard Coach Perry preaching that to his team. Don't dwell on your mistakes, just keep past them, let it leave your head, and just play free. And right there, they got to do that this play right here.
You can't change what's already done, so focus on the next thing. Clock winding down under 2 minutes here in this first half. McKnight handed off for Burr, right side. He's stuffed up. He got back to the line of scrimmage, so he'll be about 2nd and 15.
And they're finally able to set the edge there. Defensive end, Cal Reed, the senior. I talked about him a bit earlier, but right there just beats Mays, and company comes to help him finish the tackle on Ribera.
Timeout will be called by Lee Summit North. There's 1:31 remaining in this first half. 2nd and 15 after that 1st and 15 run play of Rivera was swallowed up immediately at the line by that edge of defensive line. And that's the first big play they've had today, I'd say, on the defensive line, as the offensive line has pretty much bullied them so far.
Yeah, this offensive line, you said they've had their way with them. Rivera's been able to go outside, inside. McKnight's been able to keep the ball, but right there just overpowered the left side there. And Mays was left on an island with about 3 Broncos, and he got taken down. But this game has been advertised. It has been very good so far.
2nd and 15. .133 remaining. 4 receivers out for the Nixa Eagles as Lane Melterberger is lined up in the slot. Handoff again, blown up. And now 3rd and long.
And there, Lee Summit North, they're just making adjustments there. They've ran the ball so many times now. They've seen the formation enough to know what's coming right there. Again, on the left side this time, they were able to just get beat and set the edge, which is working well for them now.
As Lee Summit North calls another timeout, trying to save as much clock as possible, as it'll now be 3rd and 19.
And Nick says, they've got to get the passing game going now. They had the big throw to Kevon Flint, but they've got to be consistent with it now because the Broncos are sniffing out every single run play they have.
So 3rd and long for the Nixa offense. Third and 18. McKnight finds Flint, and that was Johnson, and he dropped it.
And they try to get Johnson involved like you wanted to happen all game, and there he gets a shot and just flat out drops it near the 15-yard line.
As Jonah Fields is going to attempt this. We have not seen them kick a field goal all year. 42-yarder, the first attempted field goal all year for the Eagles. Jonah Fields.
And he's got the leg to do it.
Wide right.
And there, the sophomore Fields, we know he's got the leg on the kickoff, so you can get touchbacks. But there, just not the accuracy, and like you said, wide right, which is an unfortunate break for the Eagles. But now the Broncos have a chance to score and not let the Eagles take the lead after half. And I think here they might try a deep shot to Isaiah Mosey as well.
One-on-one close to you on your screen with Randy Flint. Ty Kellis is a safety on that side. And it looks like they're going to run for it. Deep shot for Mosey. Overthrown. Oh, my goodness. Ty Kellis was inches away there.
I think if he dives at it, he maybe has it, but that's also risking injury, so you never know. But great over-the-top safety help from Ty Kellis. I think Mitchell had his mind made up before that play even started, so with 2 high safeties, that's great defense.
So 1:12 remaining in this second quarter. 14-14. Quad out right, empty set for Mitchell. Snap, screen pass, not there. He'll run, and he'll get pushed by the Nixa defense for a couple of extra yards, and it'll be 3rd and 5 with 1 minute remaining, as Broncos have 1 timeout left.
Yeah, with just over a minute left, they've
and they'll use it now and have 0 timeouts left.
I don't know if I use that timeout right there. I think you save it for whenever there's later time, because now they can't stop the clock unless they want to clock it with a spike. But right there, they tried to get it to Mosey again, just wasn't there. Next to defense, sniffed it out, was all over it, and tried to run it up the middle, but great swarming on the quarterback that they haven't done before. But now, giant 3rd down for both teams. Nixa gets the stop, potentially, maybe a tackle for loss. They punt with good field position as well, and assuming the punter can't punt it 50 yards. And if the Broncos get this, they're just going to keep on trying to drive down and score. So big down for both teams.
3rd and 5, 1:03 remaining. Nixa has all 3 timeouts. As I mentioned, they do receive the second half kickoff. But still a lot of ball left to be played until that moment, though. Quad to the left, a little stack in the slot. Mitchell, pressure, runs and he has room, cuts right. And he'll go out of bounds at the 47 as the pocket collapsed, but he can use his legs, 53 seconds remaining.
And once again, Nix's secondary just all locked down, but Mekhi Mitchell notices that immediately, steps up in the pocket and runs. Makes a great move on Tobias Thompson and puts him to the ground, and a stutter step on McCoy Sullivan gets him 10 more.
53 seconds remaining though, so they don't have any timeouts left, which could be a problem for them. Mosey one-on-one with Flint, the bottom of your screen. Looking for him. Gets away from one tackler, makes one miss. And the clock will stop with 44s. That'll move the chains. Clock winding down, 40 seconds. Spike, 37. That was a very passionate spike there, 2 hands.
Yeah, and Mosey's looking a bit shaken up from, saw it earlier in the season against Ozark when Clark was just constantly getting the ball every single play.
That was a no-touch stiff arm right there. Didn't even touch him, and Randy Flint fell.
Yeah, but Mosey just having a hard time tackling. I mean, his moves are good, but even whenever they have a good chance right there, just missed tackles are killing them right now.
37 seconds. What the heck was that?
I think that's a miscommunication.
So now it'll be 3rd and 10 after whatever that was.
I think there's supposed to be a comeback route on the other side, but because I saw the receiver pointing to the other side to Mosey, but the quarterback read it wrong.
So Mitchell getting talked to.
Yeah, and I could see this one being either a pass to the flat, give Mosey some space to run like he's done all game, or maybe a shot to him with Randy Flint one-on-one top of your screen. Only one high safety as well.
Mitchell looking left. Deep ball. Has the man. Swatted down by McCoy Sullivan. And if he didn't have that club on his hand, he maybe could have caught that, but he undergo finger surgery this week after breaking it in the Joplin game. So now he has to wear a club. Didn't know if he was going to be able to play, and that would have been an extra big loss to the Knicks defense after losing Carter Fangro.
Yeah, but the amazing recovery from McCoy Sullivan. He was slipped there, was on the ground. He had him wide open, but he was able to recover and, like you said, probably pick it off. He didn't have that club on his hand, but an underthrown ball from Mekhi Mitchell, and they're going for this on 4th and 10.
4th and 10. Quad to the right, one to the left. Mosey one-on-one with Flint, the bottom of your screen, and timeout will be called by Nixa. Robertson saw something he didn't like.
Yeah, this is obviously a huge play in the game. Rob Richardson wants to make sure he's the best personnel scheme out there to stop this offense. But if I'm this offense, I'm doing what's been working all day. I'm looking for Mosey. I'm trying to get him one-on-one isolated and throwing him the ball.
Mosey has been really great on the ground so far. Haven't seen him with a catch that isn't a screen pass. So 4th and 10. Nixa has 2 timeouts now after using that one right there.
And like you said, Mosey has been mostly screen passes this game, but here it is. Nixa's just throwing one high safety out there with Ty Kellis. And Flint has to switch with Mosey. They wanted to get him off of him, which Flint seems agitated about.
Mitchell, not enough time. Pocket collapsing, rolling right. And he has a man. Gets the first. 14 seconds remaining. Something happened. I don't know what
just happened. The clock, this half should be over right now, I think.
So clock didn't start. Apparently, I don't know what's going on. Did the clock not start? 13, 12, 10, spike right at the 9.6 mark.
But this half should be over right now.
What happened?
I don't know what they called dead that would have ran out the clock, especially. They weren't able to get the spike.
Well, first down stops the clock anyways to smooth the chains, I believe. And that's just that last play that got the first down was an example of why having a dual threat quarterback with their legs is so scary, because when they're trying to contain the run, which opens up that pass, and that receiver got open there. So now 9.6 seconds remaining.
Yeah, right there. Like, to build on what you said, they had to have someone that was in their zone come in and try to take him down to prevent the first down, but he's able to fire it across the middle.
Looking left, Mosey running a fade. What is going on? 3rd and 10.
We've seen a couple questionable balls from Mekhi Mitchell.
The field goal unit's going to come out here.
The one that McCoy Sullivan almost picked off, and the one right there where he just couldn't find Mosey. And now they got to set up for a field goal.
Field goal to send the Broncos in the locker room with a lead. And timeout called by Nixa.
Maybe trying to ice him. It's kind of weird because it's not the end of the game, but
these 3 points could come back. Later on, if this were to be made or missed. As we have a time, we're going to take a chance to look at the stats for the game so far. For Nixa, Dylan Ribeiro, 15 carries, 62 yards. Adam McKnight, 9 carries for 43 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. I think those were flipped a little bit, but I think everything is right except for the turnovers. Turnovers forced, Nixa has 1 forced. Nixa's averaging 8.3 yards per play. Here's the Nixa Dirty Birds. Showed out as much as possible, as this is definitely a long drive for any high schooler to make. But proud to see their support here as the Nixa stands looking pretty full. Field goal attempt here. 5 seconds. The kick is good. 17-14. Broncos lead. So 1.1 second left on the clock. And the only way Nixa can take a lead going in half is if they get a miracle kick return here.
And I think Nixa's defense, as they trot off the field, talking In the locker room, one thing they got to talk about is getting pressure on Mekhi Mitchell. It seems like he has as much time as he wants there in that pocket. And anytime he does step up, he's not getting pressured. He rolls out right or up the middle, and no one can catch him. No one seems to be getting to him. So they got to work on just driving through this defensive line and getting to Mekhi Mitchell.
(17-14).
It's looking like they might just squib kick it. Just get the clock down.
Swig up the middle. Falling on it was Brian Sangren, and that will end the first half. Broncos 17, Eagles 14. And DK Nelson will catch up with Coach Perry for the halftime interview. Nixa trails, and they will get the ball back at half.
Go. We'd like to welcome to the field the Nixa High School dance team.
I'm here with Nixa Eagles coach, Coach John Perry. Coach, you guys are down. The closest game has been 20 points. Are you worried at all about how the guys are going to hold up down the stretch?
Zero. I think they had a great half. I think we missed a couple opportunities. We just got to come out. We're going to get the ball to start the second half. We got to come out, put a drive together, and go back up on top.
Like I mentioned, down for the first time. Does that rattle any confidence going into the second half?
Only if they call the ball game at halftime. As long as we get to play the second half, it's no problem.
All right, thank you, Coach. Stay tuned for the rest of the ball game.
The biggest one in any school in our country right now. That's like mind-blowing to think that nobody else has this. And you know, they say 30 years from now, this is how they'll grow almost all food in urban settings. Dr. Nicole made it possible through the Macaulay Foundation, which is amazing. So they've got us started, and now it's kind of our responsibility to take care of it and learn as we go. And it's so neat to release to these. I feel so good about giving to them because it's people in our area, it's local people. The kids might not realize it, but they could be helping their neighbors, they could be helping their classmates, their peers.
We're serving over 1,400 families a month right now that are Christian County families who are faced with food insecurity. And being able to provide 1,000 of those families with fresh fruits and vegetables straight from here with 1,000 heads of lettuce a month coming from these towers and this garden. I mean, that's huge.
We are celebrating how education and innovation have come together in Nixa, Missouri. It's amazing. This is a project that we've been working on for 6 years. It started out at John Thomas School of Discovery and it's moved over to the junior high. This is a student-led project. This actually started with a student named Resnick Crawford, and he saw the need in our community for feeding our neighbors. And so he spoke to his principal, Dr. Chastain, at the time at JTSD, and she listened. So through aeroponic growing, the water is down in the base, and every so often it comes up through the center and then rains down over the root system. And as it's doing that, the roots are sitting out here in the air. They're exposed to the oxygen. And so right now they're getting thirsty and they're waiting for the next time that they're going to have that water and nutrient mix. And it's by sitting out here in the air that it is what allows for that increased uptake. So they have just as much nutrient density as food that's grown in soil organically. And that was a study they did at Ole Miss in 2013. It's different than hydroponic. This is aeroponic, and the aeroponic difference is that part of the time it's sitting out in the air.
We're looking at urban agricultural areas to grow food. And so that's been neglected for the longest time because once the parking lot is paved, once the building is made, that takes up agricultural land or potential agricultural land. To redevelop areas, to grow crops, to grow even small livestock in urban areas is very important. And so not only does it help produce food for the local people in that community, but it also teaches and enlightens the people that grow it as well.
I started the Macaulay Foundation because I grew up food insecure. I grew up hungry and we didn't always have food on our plate. In fact, looking for our next meal was a full-time job. And I didn't want any other student to have to deal with that. And so we are here working to end hunger in this generation for Christian County. Teacher who changed my life, my third grade teacher, she taught me the power of a plant, and so it's because of her that I'm here today doing this.
Being able to talk to some of the families that we're giving these heads of lettuce out to right now, they are just in awe that there are kids in our community who are growing food for them, and it's nutritious and it's good, and you know, they're going to take fresh produce any day over the canned produce that they get. And so being able to sustain that and provide that is just a godsend, and we're so thankful.
The more hands-off we are, the better Ferris wheels we get. Because they're actually learning to like think through, problem solve, teamwork, like all the things you'd want to teach kids to do, they're doing it on their own without us intervening. Now, of course, you know, we might have to jump in every now and then, but for the most part, we're like, where do you want the hot glue? Why did you design it that way? And we're just leading with those critical thinking questions, and they're creating amazing designs.
So first, we decided to do just popsicle sticks right here and also a smaller base, and then we decided that we wanted to make a really big one, so we made a bigger base, bigger wheels, and we used straws. And then the yarn, we were gonna pull it and then it would spin, but that didn't work so well, so we used the dowel.
This side was a lot easier because we had hot glue, but then they started not letting us use hot glue because they figured it was going by quicker. So this side we really struggled with, because this side we only had normal glue, which takes a long time to dry and it's a lot more flimsy, and tape. So this is normal glue with tape over it before it even could dry. Here's our standard. We have to create a problem and create a design and solve a problem. And with engineering, like, they're just learning. This didn't work, you know, like, oh, it doesn't spin. Okay, I could jump in and say, this is why it doesn't spin, remember?
but it's so much more powerful to their learning when they go back and say, you know what, we messed up. Our axle is not spinning and this is why our Ferris wheel isn't working. And then they make that connection and they fix it. They are so proud of themselves because they did it themselves.
I was really frustrated because the base, so we had it like right here glued, and then the next day we figured out it just fell.
What I wrote down in my notebook is that we did disagree quite a bit because honestly, I don't work well with groups. I don't know about them. I mean, I'm one of those people who works better alone, but at least like these people are my friends, so I do work better with my friends than just random people in my class.
Building can take a long time, and that you need to have the right things to build it with, and just lots of time.
Don't get frustrated, it's just to see if you can do it.
To all the people who will probably be doing this next year if they're in 3rd grade, try not to give up, even though it seems really hard. Just keep trying because it's gonna be hard at first. Honestly, the first time that this fell over in the beginning, I was ready to cry because I didn't have any faith we were gonna be able to make it. And here we are standing in the hall, getting interviewed because we actually did make it.
I mean, I used to look forward to Friday because, you know, the school weekends, but now I look forward to it because I get to commentate football games. It's really fun and just enjoy doing it, and the close games are more fun to do by a long shot.
So this is our 4th official year as a class, 5th year with students running it. First year was a club, kind of getting off the ground. Last year we had, I think, about 160 live streams that we did, whether it was home or away, full broadcast or just a single camera with a kid on the road. We had 175,000 viewers last year, so just a crazy, crazy number. I would expect that number to grow this year based on what football's been doing so far. We don't even get to count all the people that are Big Whiskeys and 14 mil, and that counts as 1 viewer for us.
This is my 3rd year. Freshman year, my friend was in the class. He knew I wanted to be part of it, but I wasn't in the class yet. And we had district championship for baseball, and he's like, hey, do you want to call this game? And I was like, sure. Came along with the baseball team. My first game ever doing it, district championship. It was so fun. I just kind of fell in love and joined the class that next year, and here I am. It's just kind of an adrenaline rush. The crowd, I feed off everyone's energy, and whenever you got a great partner like Brady and a great crew like Dalton as our director, Burns doing a great job producing, there's just so many great people around you. You feel comfortable and you're not scared for anything.
So for football, I am the director, so that means I change the cameras, I tell everybody what they're supposed to be doing, where they go, I prepare like the schedule for the production. It's like Burns, and then there's me. Last year actually, it's like a bit of a learning curve because my first year doing it, but yeah, I think I've gotten it down pretty good.
For Nixa Live, I am the graphics operator. I put graphics up on our YouTube live streams. I pay attention to the game. If a player makes a play, I try to put their number in and get them up on the screen as quick as possible to highlight what they did in the game.
At the volleyball game, Nixa vs. Republic, I was running the camera. I've really done most of things. I did graphics in the NIT-LI, I did replay. I know how to do it all, but not well maybe at all, but I know how to run it basically, and commentating is what I like doing the most. I started last year commentating basketball. I did a JV boys game and then a varsity girls game, and then Mr. Burns let me do the varsity girls games for district. I'm glad he gave me the opportunity to do it. I just love sports. I enjoy all of them, really anything. If it's on the TV, I'll watch it, so that's what got me interested.
Our school board, our administration, our principals here at the high school, our AD, I mean, he's been a tremendous supporter for us, trying to get us whatever we need. If something breaks, he's there to help get it fixed for us. They're a tremendous support. They're in our classroom, they're there at the games watching what we're doing. I put them on headset from time to time so they can kind of see what we're all about. So yeah, they've been great. The community's been wonderful. Everyone has been super supportive, and the product we have to show for it. The community helped make it possible, and now we get to give back to them. So it's been wonderful.
It's a day of remembrance. It's not really about the present or the future. It's about the past. because there are people that have given their lives for our country, and there will never be anything that we can do, and that's okay, but there's never anything that we can do to like fully honor that sacrifice that they made, because there's no higher sacrifice. So it's a day about remembering and honoring those people that have given their lives for what we have today.
I served in Germany, Bamberg, Germany, from 60 to 63. I took basic in Fort Hood, and then I went into armored training, tank training. So I spent 6 weeks doing that, and then they shipped me by ship to Bremerhaven, Germany.
We just love being able to provide an event for our community to just give back and to say thank you for all that our veterans have done for our just community and our country in general. What's been really rewarding for me is that I've been here long enough now that I've seen students graduate and be able to come back and take part to be honored as veterans now, and that's just been really incredible to see.
The kids can see us come in and have some idea when they announce us what we were and what we, not really what we did, but they would if they come up and talk to us. I really enjoy it, and I'm glad to see the ROTC here, because that's where some of our leaders are going to come, right out of the high school, go into the service, and even in the service, they can go to a nearby college that's paid for it. That's really something.
I want to make a career in the military. I've always kind of wanted to be in the military. And then after, I really like the people that are in it. There's a lot of teams that are on it. So I'm part of the Raider team, which is part of ROTC. So we're here every morning at 6 o'clock, we're practicing. Ideally, I want to go to West Point is the goal, is the dream.
We were brought up and told to obey laws and support your community and support your country. Try to get along with everybody else. I'm glad I was a veteran.
Hello everyone, welcome up here to the booth, or whatever you want to call this, outside. It's the first game we've had outside. It's a little chilly out here. Brady had his hood up earlier. I don't think that's very necessary. But anyway, Lee Summit North leads Nixa 17-14 with a half-ending field goal at the end of the first half. A very, very weird sequence of events. They were short of they got the first down. Clock should continue to run. Referees called a timeout in the game for some reason, which Lee Summit North had 0, and gave them time to set themselves up, and that was just disappointing in that half. But either way, Nixa gets the ball out coming out of the second half, so hopefully they can score and take the lead again. If you're just not joining us, Aiden Hopkins, Brady Richard. Brady, what does Nixa have to do if they want to take this lead in this one and run away with it?
I think it all starts with upping the pressure more on Makai Mitchell. He's seeming to do whatever he wants in the pocket. Whenever he's passing, he's not really getting anyone near him. He has a clean pocket, or maybe whenever he decides to run, no one's really near him or able to take him down, especially whenever he goes up the middle. It's also great blocking up front from his offensive line. They're really overpowering the Nixa defensive line, and anything they try to do to get to him, he's just having clean holes to the secondary. He's juking linebackers and corners as well. They need to find a way to get pressure Makai Mitchell and stop him.
One thing he hasn't been able to do is just connect with receivers. He has not been great throwing the ball just yet, and so great coverage from Nixa receivers-wise, but once it becomes a scrambling battle or Mosey goes Wildcat, then it ends up being Mosey running all over the place, and that's been the biggest struggle for the Nixa defense. Offensively, they looked pretty good. They had one drive stall out due to a penalty, and then some questionable play calls on the run on first 15 that went nowhere, and then they went back with the exact same play call on second and 15 and once again went nowhere. and then a drop pass on 3rd and 16. Just mistakes that can't happen if you want to beat great teams like Lee Summit North. So it's going to be an interesting second half, but they get the ball first, and we're looking forward to seeing what they do with it.
Yeah, Nix's offense, obviously the run has worked all day. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep giving it to Ribera and McKnight. But they had a deep shot connection to Kevon Flint, which went for them 40, 50 yards, and that's the only pass they've had, really, except they tried to attempt one, but it got blown up immediately. So I think they need to pass it more, try to air it out. It allows for more play action opportunities as well, and just opens up their playbook as a variety.
Yeah, Nixa is continuing to dominate on the run game, and then when that pass game opens up, Lee Summit North talked about how McKnight couldn't pass. That's what their students actually were saying, that you can't throw, and then McKnight does that. A 48-yard reception with Kevon Flint, and says, how's that for throwing? I mean, I think that goes pretty good. A beautiful ball, even while being held. Kevon Flint made the catch, and I think if he wasn't being held, he may have run that one in for 6. But Nixa offense was looking great until that last drive. So now the momentum is definitely on Lee Summit North's side, but they get the ball first. And I've heard from a lot of Kansas City teams, talking with them, friends that go to their schools, they're saying that Lee Summit North is a very heavy second-half team. They are really great at making halftime adjustments, but also we've seen that out of Nixa too. I think that they haven't let up any varsity points with their varsity defense in the second half. We saw that Webb City, that big change in the first half. After that first half was just immediate. You're immediately showing that defense to the field. They've already forced 1 turnover. Lee Summit North has forced 0. Looking to keep it that way for the Nixa offense.
Yeah, and with the big second halves, obviously, they were close with Lebanon and Webb City, 1-score games. They go into the second half, and they're winning by 30 by the end of it. It's just an absolute blowout. And last week, Lee Summit North, they were tied with Lee Summit here in the kind of cross-city rivalry matchup and in the district championship, and they were able to get past them in the second half, and they ended up winning by around 10 points. So both teams, second-half teams, and we'll see who shows it more.
This is definitely not a familiar situation for the Nixa team, as they've never been down at halftime. They have been tied, but they've never been down by any margin. So this is definitely a change for them, and I'm interested to see how they take it and how they approach it going into the second half.
Yeah, and I think they approach it with more aggressiveness. If I'm being honest, I think they're going to start passing the ball more, especially they saw that they can get past them with Kevon Flint, obviously. I think they got to get Wyatt Vincent involved somehow. He's one of McKnight's favorite targets, just because obviously we saw the last drive that they had, they started sniffing out every single of Ribera's runs. They started spreading out the defensive line instead of pinching it in. So maybe McKnight needs to read that more, switch to a run up the middle, and just make better play calls.
I think the big key for Nix's defense was the Isaiah Mosey wildcat, the scrambling and the screen passes. He was running all over him. And man, I don't know if you guys can tell on the camera, but how fast and shifty he is.
Yeah.
He is a 4-star for sure. No doubt about that one. There's no doubt. He may not be catching deep balls right now because of the throws and stuff, but he is making himself known for sure, and it is showing a lot. And I'm excited to see how the Knicks defense steps up and takes a step in stopping him, as Robertson will do.
Yeah, and like you said, it's so hard for them to tackle. They had many times to tackle him with Randy Flint, Ty Kellis, and they just weren't able to. He just trudged right past them. So I think they keep feeding him. Isaiah Mosey, just keep getting him the ball, let him go to work. That's what he did this whole first half, but I think they also need to give him a couple deep balls, like you said, to set the tone.
Yeah, 119 until this game starts. I just don't know what is going to have Nick's is going to have to do to propel themselves over that edge to run away with this. Only 3 points right now is the difference, 17-14, and it could be tied right now if Jonah Fields would have hit that kick, and it definitely could have changed things, but they also may have ended up not doing anything with it if Jonah Fields would have kicked it, and then maybe they had to work the whole length of the field. But since Nixa missed, that gave them a lot less length of the field to work with on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and the field position Nixa has had this game has been pretty good. They've been trying pooch kicks over and over again. They tried the onside kick. They had some good returns from Ribera, and it's really helped them. And I wonder if we see that same aggressiveness this half with the pooch kicks and everything.
17-14 is the score. 25 seconds remaining until we are starting as the Nixa hands team takes the field. And here comes Lee Summit North, as this game has lived up to every single thing we have expected. Nixa trailing 17-14. Clock winding down at halftime as Lee Summit North looking to put this one away, but the Nixa Eagles won't go away easy. That is for sure. "12 minutes on the clock. I can't feel my feet. I don't know how anybody can feel their feet right now. I was promised toe warmers from Jordan Burns, and I still haven't got them. But it's football time either way. That'll distract me from it. 12 minutes remaining. I don't know why I said remaining. It hasn't even started yet. 17-14. Lee Summit North leads as the Nixa student section is staying full over there, as they've had a pretty good turnout, and Lee Summit North, of course, has a great turnout for their hometown team. Here's the kickoff. Ribera will take it, and he'll return it. Oh, did he call third catch? I guess he did. So now Nixa offense will come to the field. Ball to 20. Game stats. Nixa, 13 rushing attempts. I don't think that's right. They're the right side. 24 rushing attempts and 105 yards. And I think the left side is their passing. 2 completions, 51 yards. It's all over the place. But Nixa has forced 1 turnover as we are set to face off right here. 17-14. Broncos lead the Eagles. First play of the second half is a quarterback keeper right side, and that is swallowed up immediately. They sensed it. And it's 2nd and 12.
I was saying they're starting to get on the edge. They're spreading out the defensive line because they kind of know what's coming. And right there, they just go straight to attack the edge again. Cantwell gets beat on the backside as well, and he's just stuck in the middle of 3 people.
2nd and 11. McKnight. And offsides will be called, and that'll move Nixa up 5 yards.
And another penalty from Lee Summit, which killed one of their drives earlier on the fumble, but penalties has also riddled that Nixa drive with that big throw to Flint with the missed field goal.
(17-14), 2nd and 6. For Nixa. Trips out left. Takes the handoff. McKnight looking left. Pocket collapses. Rolling, and he's sacked. Down at the 18, and that is a big loss for the Nixa offense.
And right there, they're just loading the box. It's a man blitz with 8 people there, and they just overpower the offensive line. They only have 5 blocking, and McKnight can't get rid of the ball because it'll be intentional grounding, so he just has to take the sack there. This is a huge start for the Lee Summit North defense. If they've made huge adjustments to this Nixa offense.
3rd and 17. Two receivers out. Here's a snap. McKnight steps back, has some time. Looking right, looking for Vincent. Picked off. Underthrown ball. And a flag comes in. And they're on the 20-yard line.
And right there, that's just not a smart throw from McKnight. His age shown there in his first year starting, just forces that pass to Vincent and sets up shop for the Lee Summit North offense with that big interception there to start the half.
Don't know what the call was there on the flag. I think it's backing Lee Summit North up somehow. That will be McKnight's 2nd interception of the year, coming in a crucial moment.
Yeah, and like I said, just not a smart pass for McKnight. Try to force one downfield to Vincent. I think it would have been better just to take the sack again there instead of trying to throw one deep and get it picked off.
Caught outright. 1st and 10. Empty set again for Lee Summit North. They have been throwing a lot more than usual. Mosey will go to the backfield. Hand off right side. That's not Mosey, actually. That's Quaid, and he is just slithering his way through as he'll move the chains.
Looking like Dylan Ribera there, able to slip through the offensive and defensive lines and get into the second level, and he keeps his offensive line with him, drag him for more. And this Nixa team just looks flustered going into this half on offense and on that play on defense.
Quaid Chapman moves the chains, and the momentum is not with Nixa at all. They need a big play here for sure. 1st and 10.
And their second half tendency showing here as they're bringing the fire right now.
Left side. And he bounces off a wall of defenders. And he's still on his feet. Down at the 24. And Mosey is taking over.
And that's what it's been like all night for this Nixa defense. They have not been able to tackle well. And there's a couple missed tackles, which gives Mosey free yards up forward, which it's back down to the fundamentals. You got to be able to bring them down there.
1st and 10. Wildcat up the middle. Hits a wall but gets 4, 2nd and 6.
There's a better rep there from the defensive line, only allowing 4 yards there, and just need to see more plays like that from them because they've been able to run all over them so far, including the first half. Defensive line just hasn't seemed to have been there and done their job this game with pressure and setting the edge, stuffing the run, just everything really. Secondary's done their job.
2nd and 5. Mitchell takes the snap, hands it off right side to Chapman. He'll move the chains. We'll get close to, it'll be 3rd and inches or 1st down.
Just once again, great blocking on the left side. He's able to ride his blockers.
3rd and a short 1. And they're going to end up giving him the 1st down for the Broncos.
Yeah, he's just able to ride his blockers all the way to the 1st down. Just running behind a brick wall.
Quad to the right, 1 to the left. Empty set for Mitchell. Looking for the screen pass. It's not there. Pocket collapsed, being overthrown his receiver. And Tobias Thompson there with the pressure. And great job there by Mitchell to get it out.
I don't think he overthrew him. It just looked like he kind of wasn't expecting the pass there. He turned his head and was just right at him. But yeah, blown up play obviously on the screen, and they're finally able to get pressure on Tobias Thompson. Finally able to get pressure on Mitchell. And there it is. It helps them well get pressure, and they get a good defensive stop.
2nd and 10, 8:01 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Lee Summit North looking to go up 2 scores here. 2nd and 10. Right side, Chapman. Big hole opens up. Be dragged down by Parker Mann as the Nixa defensive line is just being pushed around right now. Tobias Thompson was shaken up after that one.
Yeah, just no one on the edge there, and there he's able to just go outside with ease. Another missed tackle from Grimm, and Mann's finally able to bring him down, but they're, at least Summit North, just having their way with the Nixa defense right now, able to do whatever they want.
A little confusion with the substitutions, seems. First and goal. Left side, flag flies. He'll lose a yard or 2, but it'll be holding, and that'll move him back 10 yards.
But there, good job from the defense. They're finally able to get a stop on anyone in the backfield. There's Mosey, and they get to him for a tackle for loss, but like you said, the holding throws them back 10 yards anyway.
17-14. The first and 12. Well, first and goal after 12, I should say. If Nixa can get a goal line stop here, it would be huge. Looking for the screen pass. They'll hit Mosey. Taken down after a gain of about 5.
Amazing tackle from Parker Mann there, able to get the shoestrings of Mosey. I don't think if he gets him, he's maybe gone. Just look on the replay there. Yeah, he looks like he has an open hole to the end zone there, so amazing play from Parker Mann to get him down.
He's 2nd and 9 now. If one time they can just jump the screen pass and make a play, they're going to line up the same formation, just flip the field here. Looking for it again. And he's scrambling, and he hits a wall at the goal line. Marked short. So I think there was a misholding there on the offensive line, but
once again, no pressure on the quarterback. Just lets him run straight through the middle, and he's able to get the first down, which makes me wonder why. Yeah, I think there may have been a misholding there, but why has Nixa not set a quarterback spy yet? Just someone to follow him around. Obviously, he likes to use his legs. Just try to contain him as much as you can. Just let someone keep following him around.
3rd and goal at the 1, a situation that Nixa's familiar with. Bad snap! It's muffed! Oh my goodness, and almost recovered by Nixa. And that is just a drive killer, and now it's 4th and 12. And now this could bring out the field goal unit, and this could stay a 1-score game.
And there was a bad snap last week we talked about, but that was with the quarterback Mitchell back there. It was number 4 this time, Chapman, but huge miscue there. If he makes this only a 1-score game, but only 6, so Nixa can go up with a touchdown. And
this isn't the same kicker, it doesn't look like, as it has been. Face mask on, well, of course, someone's got his face mask held there, but kick is good. A complete blown call there by the back judge, and we'll go to the sideline.
I'm DK Nelson reporting live from Lee Summit North High School. The Broncos just had a field goal make. The Eagles are down for the first time in this season. Let's see if they can put together a drive to get back the lead. Thank you. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, DK Nelson.
And the defense kind of gets saved there, back inside, deep in their territory. They were backed up all the way to the 1, but a flag and a muff snap helps them. As this offense, I think if they score right there, this game is almost over, because the offense did not look well that first drive, and down 2 scores is hard to come back from, but now this offense is in a must-score situation.
That will go in for a touchback. And now Nixa off to take the field once again, hoping to regroup from that last one. So now this game is still in reach for Nixa, and they still have a chance to take the lead if they go down and score here.
Yeah, and it's almost like they have to score here. Look at the stats. Nixa's just been running the ball effectively, only 2 passing attempts, but I think they got to up that if they want to win. They're sniffing out the run every single time. Look here again, they're loading the box, and it looks like they almost know what's coming.
As Rivera will get nothing again. And now the run's being stopped.
And I think Coach Perry just got to put his trust in McKnight, let him air it out, because they know what's coming every single time now. They adjusted in the locker room like any good team would, and it's almost obvious. This isn't COC football anymore.
2nd and 10. Faking the handoff, McKnight. Come back, Vincent. Bad ball from McKnight, and that will set up 3rd and 10.
And just a bad ball from McKnight over ahead of Vincent to try to get him on the comeback route, but I think it's better because it looked like he was jumping that route anyway for an interception. No one's on Vincent right now.
Here's the snap. Ball caught by Vincent, and that'll move the chains, and a beautiful catch there. A drive saver for sure.
Yeah, they just went right back to the same route with Vincent, and there, good throw, and he's able to haul it in. Like you said, save the drive right there. He had Moore coming in hot.
And I think if Moore is set there, that plays way different for sure.
They had some confusion. Vincent was wide open. I was looking at you like, snap the ball, snap the ball.
Trips out left, one to the right. Melterberger will motion. Here's the snap. Handoff for Burrow left side. Hole opens up for once, and he slips and falls, and he'll get half a yard, if that.
And it looked like that play was kind of blown up, too, from the beginning. They're catching on to this run game.
So Nixa hasn't been able to have their way on the ground yet, which has definitely left them flustered.
2nd and 10 for Nixa at their 31.
4 receivers out again. 2nd and 10 for Nixa. McKnight looking for the play call. And timeout called by Nixa.
I think there's just confusion on the play call. Perry went into audible, but weren't able to get it to McKnight.
And that is it could come back to bite them later in the game. As we're at 2:47 left in this 3rd quarter. Nixa trails 20-14 after it looked like East Summit North was having their way on the offside. Had a 3rd and 1. Had a 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line. A muff snap where Nixa almost recovered. Ended up putting them back at the 12, and they had to kick a field goal to keep it in 1 score. Nixa looking for their first Final Four berth since 2014. And they ended up losing the state title game that year under Coach Rehagen.
And this is a huge drive for Nixa. Score here, you're back in the game. You can't score. Kind of just gives the Broncos the chance if they to just end this game.
Roberta will go outside, face mask, and that'll move the chains.
Yeah, it looks like Roberto was going to get a big gain there, but just reaches in and grabs the face mask. But it's undisciplined play, and it gives the Eagles the 1st down.
Face mask on Lisa North. 1st down.
Fans not liking that call, but he was pretty obvious.
Yep.
Never see someone's skull get yanked away.
So that'll move Nixa. Sorry,
I think they got to try another deep shot to Flint. Last time his corner just couldn't stay with him. He had to hold him to even keep it close. I think they just got to give him another shot here, pressed up.
Melterberger motions. Roberto up the middle. Hole opens up for the first time in a while, and that will get 9. 2nd and 1.
Yeah, kind of a slow day on the ground for Roberto. 18 carries, 70 yards, which is a good day normal for anyone else, but for him, he's used to his 200-yard games. But now facing a really good defense in the state, they've kind of held him in check.
Number 10, I think that might be Matt. Yeah, that's Maddox Gibson wearing Caden Young's number. As false start on Nixa will set him back 5 yards. Wonder if they'll keep the play call.
I think they will.
Mattis Gibson is disguised as number 10 on the field right now.
For the Eagles at their own 49.
But yeah, they're used to number 18 here. Yep, here it is.
Rivera reverses it back to Gibson. Gibson, double coverage. Picked off by Lee Summit North. Flag down. I think Gibson got a little happy feet there and left the line early. It'll actually be ineligible man downfield.
And the gutsy, I like the call there, gutsy trick play to try to get some momentum your way, but I think Gibson forces that to McKnight in double coverage and results in an interception that's game altering because now Nixa, if they can't get a stop, is kind of out of it.
Yeah, double coverage there. The good news out of this whole thing is that Lee Summit North is down at the 10, so they still have 90 yards of field to work with.
It's kind of an arm punt, but you would have loved to kept the ball there.
Left side. Ooh. Porker Man with the big hit.
Still, he's able to walk on through his offensive line and get a good yardage, and defensive line just isn't showing up right now. Haven't showed up this whole half. They let them have their way on the ground. Nix's defense has got to come up big. And I'm wondering if they try to take a shot here to Mosey. He's got one-on-one.
2nd and 5. Handoff left side. Trying to go outside, and he'll escape one tackle and step out after about a gain of 1. And Nix has just got to wrap up.
Yeah, the missed tackles, the run defense, just everything. It's not coming together right now, and they're able to have their way on the ground as a result. As a team, they've got 170 yards rushing, and Nixa's only matching that with 106. They're just controlling. They established the run better. They're controlling the ground game, and right now, we talked about the Nixa offensive line versus their defensive line trench battle, but right now, this other side is being just dominated by Lee Summit North.
3rd and 3. A big play here with 54 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Left side, Mitchell. Was he short? We're going to mark him 1 yard short. So now, Lee Summit North has a big decision to make.
It's looking like Mitchell's coming off the field. You never know. Could be a wildcat to Mosey. Could be a fake punt, but I don't think they're punting it. Brentley Comer comes to the field as well.
Here comes Mitchell too. Fourth and 1. Deep in their own territory. Timeouts taken by Lee Summit North.
Yeah, it's a big play. I think they got to think this one over more than just on the fly. But huge play in the game. Like you said, this kind of decides it here. Really going into the 4th quarter, if the Broncos can get this and Nix is not able to get a stop in their drive down and score a touchdown, it kind of gets out of reach.
And now we're going to take a look at the crew for tonight. So we have a timeout here. Director Joel Herring, I made Hopkins play-by-play announcer Brady Richard Culler. There's a look in the truck. A wide shot. Maybe we'll get there. Lincoln Schrader. Hello, guys, up in the booth. Emmett Gray to the left of us. Our field cameras, Elijah Adams, Keith Sanchez. There's DK Nelson and Zoe Ward. There's Elijah. Zoe Ward, our other cam.
Eli Ziegler, our graphic specialist. Evan Brett, replay. James Dernberger, also working a camera on the field. He's all over the place. Silent reporter DK Nelson. James Falkenberry is our assistant director. 49.4 seconds remaining in this third quarter. 4th and 1. Did he get it? Yes, he did, and he broke away too. Wow. He's hard to bring down for sure. Be 1st and 10 now for the Broncos.
And another missed tackle up front allows them to break for more after getting the first down. And they can't just run it down. They're going to run one more play here, but nearing the end of the third quarter, Nix's defense has got to find a way to stop them. Yeah, they do get him almost down at the beginning. He spins off, and Chapman's able to just get even more.
Flag flies. False start on Lee Summit North. It's called a wide receiver on the far side.
I watched it happen. Flint was guarding him.
It's called number 10, Cray Burns. 1st and 15. So the clock will wind down. It'll end the third quarter, possibly. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Broncos lead 20-14. 12 minutes for the rest of their season on the line. We'll step aside. Here's a word from our platinum sponsor, Air Services, All Services.
Don't get nervous, call Air Services today.
Don't fumble when it comes to your home's comfort. Our Air Services team is on the ball with all your HVAC, plumbing, and electrical needs. With over 60 years of expertise, we offer fast same-day service, top quality products, and 100% satisfaction guarantee. Home issues shouldn't sideline your day. Get in touch with us today and score your peace of mind.
Don't get nervous, call Air Services today.
Welcome back here. Start of the fourth quarter. Lee Summit leads 20-14. Trips out right. One to the left. Blitz coming from the left side. Parker Mann, as that'll get about 3 yards, or 4. He's 2nd and 11.
And I kind of just brushed over it. I didn't talk about it, but that false start could be crucial for them if Nix is able to get 2 run stops here. They seem to just be trying to pound the ball and run the clock down.
2nd and 11.
And the inefficiency from the Nixa offense, having to leave the defense on the field this long, just is wearing them down, and it's showing as they're not able to really keep up with this offense.
4 receivers. Motion Mosley. Jet sweep. He'll make one man miss and be dragged down, and now they're looking at about a 3rd and 8.
And it's looking like he was going to break that one longer. He had a cavalry of blockers in front of him. But good plays by Morgan Thompson. Tobias Thompson slows him down, and the rest of the defense, Jacob Grimm, comes and stops him. But now 3rd and 6, and this defense needs to find some magic here.
Ball at the 32. Line to gain 38. Big 3rd down here. Five receivers out wide. Quarterback keeper. It collapses. And he's not wrapped up yet, but now he will be. A big 3rd down stop And the Broncos are going to be forced to punt.
And you said it, a massive third down stop. They read it immediately. 3 players flying to the left side. I think it was Reed Wilson and a couple more with them. Ginormous play. And they're finally able to get the stop they need.
Quarterback back to punt. I hope this isn't a fake. Sangren back to receive. Almost blocked by Sullivan. Sangren didn't touch him and he let it roll. Down to 21. And that was inches away from being blocked. And now Nixa has the ball with a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, and they're going to need something to go with this offense. They're starting to stop the run. The pass game worked for a little bit, but they kind of shied away from it, and they're going to need to find some magic here close to Kansas City and Lee Summit North, so maybe some of that Mahomes magic can sprinkle over this Nixa team.
Nope, none of that. None of that. You're not even a freaking Chiefs fan.
Can't deny the magic.
It's crazy.
After all the random things they've done to win this year.
(20-14). Nixa needs a touchdown bad.
8 in the box. They got to make a decision.
Ribera, left side. Drag down about a gain of 4. Will be 2nd and 6.
And finally, they're able to get a positive gain out of that set. They sent 8 there on the line, and he finally is able to get past them, find a hole there. Great blocking from Cantwell, that is, follows his lead blocker.
Snap. McKnight will keep it up the middle. Right side, hole opens up. He'll move the chains. First down, Eagles. Down at the 38, excuse me. First down, Eagles.
The run game is finally starting to work now, too. Those legs are churning from McKnight and Ribera, and there gets another first down. And it's setting it up now, establishing the run. Maybe able to take a deep shot here.
Champ Porter comes out. 2 tight end set. 2 receivers out for Nixa. No high safeties as they're stacking the box. Fakes the handoff, McKnight right side again, and he is leveled and thrown down. Loss of 3, 2nd and 13.
Just not, I don't think, a very smart call there. I mean, you get a quarterback run, it works well, but they go right back to it, and it's just no variety you kind of expected from the defense there. And I think because they have no safeties, like you said. They're loading the box. You got to get one like they have Demosi, where it's just designed to go to him. Just have Flint run up the field, have McKnight throw it up, and hope that his speed helps him.
2nd and 12.
Here's got inside shade with Flint.
Snap. Ribera up the middle. Hole opens up. And he'll be taken down about 2 or 3 yards short. And now a big third down here for Nixa.
That's a big run from Ribera as well. 3rd and 12 turns into 3rd and 2. If it weren't for a last effort there from the Broncos, he might have been more down the field. But now 3rd and short, Nixa's got to convert.
Flint will motion. Handoff for Ribera. Up the middle, and he'll get it. First down, Nixa. Wow.
Holding my breath there, I was scared. It just looked like they stopped them, but he just kept fighting on.
Nixa has been able to chew the clock a lot all day. Can they continue to do so? If we're looking for a measure here, possibly.
I think they may bring out the chain gang onto the field.
I don't know if they have a chain gang, is the thing.
Looks like they do have the chain gang.
Oh, I didn't see the chain. It's like electronic there. First down, Nixa. Woo! Football is a game of inches.
scared. Give me flashbacks to Webb City when they pulled out the card on the spot. It's horrible. This clock is winding, just over 7 minutes left.
Handoff up the middle, Ribera. Ball came out. And by the reactions of the Lee Summit North, it looks like that Lane Meltzberger jumped on it.
I was scared. I saw Bronco tugging on it. He's trying to get the ball loose from him, and it did, but Meltzberger's able to jump on it and save this Nixa season.
2nd and 4. Motion, Meltzberger and Porter. Handoff for Burra. 1 yard short, 3rd and 1.
And I think they just bring out Peyton Koval again and try to go and get an easy 1 yard, reset the chains. But they're moving with ease here.
Take your time, too. Take your time.
Yeah, both teams only 2 timeouts remaining. And I said it may come down to Kamke. They can run this clock down and will.
Nixa defense still at the TV over there, taking as much time as possible. 3rd and about 2 feet. Ribera stops short. And now, this is huge. I think you got to go QB sneak here with McKnight. Oh my gosh. 4th and a yard after they lost 1 there.
This could be the game.
Snap. No, couldn't give him the go. McKnight making the play call. Wildcat Ribera, false start. Fourth and 6. And now a crucial decision here for John Perry.
And it's just so loud in here. The stands are shaking everywhere. Cowbells clanging. And draws Nixa offside, or to move.
4th down and 6. Season on the line for Nixa. Snap. McKnight searching. Overthrows Flint. Now Nixa defense is going to have to work. He had him.
He was wide open on the comeback route, and McKnight just, the pressure got up to him, built up so much on his shoulders, so much weight. He just can't make the throw. Sails up 10 feet over his head, and it could be their season.
So you got 1 big stop last time. Does the Nixa defense have what it takes for another big stop here? 4:40 remaining in this 4th quarter. Low snap, handoff right side. Chapman spins out of a couple tackles. He's 2nd and 7.
And Nixa with 2 timeouts, 4.5 minutes left. Don't have to use them yet, but no 2-minute drill or 2-minute timeout. 2-minute warning, whatever you want to call it. This defense is going to have to do something right here.
And Lee Summit North's going to take their sweet time with this one. Second and 7. Handoff. Blown. No, he kept it. And Parker Mann read it, and he'll be back down right where he was. And now a big 3rd and 7.
In Lee Summit, they could go risky, be aggressive, and try to pass. But I think if I'm in their shoes, I just hand the ball off, considering how much they've dominated Nix's defense this half. Hand the ball off, secure the yardage. You're not going to throw an interception or anything. And just try to get as much as you can and run this clock down.
3rd and 7. Mosey, Wildcat. He keeps it. Left side. Blown up immediately. 3rd and 5. Clock will run, and now Lee Summit North, 4th and 5 is what I meant to say. And now a crucial decision here for Lee Summit North.
Yeah, do you be aggressive and go for it? And you're icing the game if you get this. If you go for it and get it.
If not, they give Nixa great field position with the chance to win it.
And I see Nixa maybe calling a timeout here to make sure they got the right personnel.
4th and 6. Tries to get him to jump. Can't.
I don't know if they're going to snap it.
Still can't get him.
Yep.
And now Lee Summit North will call a timeout. Discipline is what John Perry preaches, and that's what the defense brings.
Yeah, they're just trying to get him to jump.
And now here comes the punt team.
Like you said, great discipline from the Eagles.
And now we're going to head down to the sideline with Zoe Ward.
I'm Zoe here at Lee Summit North. The Eagles are down by 6, but just as Coach Perry said, they haven't stopped the game yet. So let's see if Nixa can clutch the win.
Thank you, Zoe Ward. This game is what high school football is about. Makai Mitchell back to punt for the Lee Summit North Broncos as they lead 20-14 with 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in this game. Nixa. High snap on the punt. Bad punt, botched.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Don't touch it. It'll die at around the 12. 88 yards in a dream. 2 minutes and 4 seconds for the rest of your lives. Nixa football takes the field. Adam McKnight struggling with his pass. Dylan Roberto struggling with his legs. But this is what you play football for.
And they can run the ball if they want to. If it comes down to it, they have 2 timeouts. First down obviously stops the clock, but they've got to lean on the pass a lot.
Empty set for McKnight. Looking left. Has nowhere to go, but he'll use his legs. He'll slide. It's a gain of 6. 2nd and 4. Clock will continue to run.
And that's a smart play after some forced passes. He's had an interception, some overthrows right there. Saw his hole and took it immediately.
Snap. Looking right. Finds Roberto on the check down. First down, Eagles.
That stops the clock for the time being, but it starts running. Nice. Snap it. Nixa got to run some tempo.
Snap McKnight. Looking right. Flint, check down. First down, Eagles.
And what I'm seeing from McKnight, he's better under pressure. He's better playing in tempo. Right here, he's had some big passes, made some big decisions. If I'm Perry, I'm keeping him in tempo. He's in rhythm. Keep him moving.
I will call it the line. McKnight. Handoff for Burra. Left side. That'll move the chains a little bit more. Nixa will use probably their first time out of the half. If not, Nixa has the momentum. Meisner comes on the field for Meltebarger.
This place is rocking.
1st and 10, 49 seconds. McKnight. Pocket collapses, rolls out of 1, spins it. He's on his feet, going up the middle. Down at the 50. 38 seconds.
What a play from Adam.
Timeout called by John Perry, and they're going to have to reset this clock. They are going to have to reset this clock because he called it with about 6 seconds ago.
What a play from Adam McKnight. He seems that he's about to get sacked. Spin move. Away. Picks up yardage. I was trying to say it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I was too stressed out to even speak. But man, ginormous decision. Able to spin away and use his legs, which he's been using to carry Nixa all game.
They're telling him to add some time to the clock.
And Nixa, with just over 30 seconds left, I think they've got to try a deep one. Only one timeout. Look, I'm looking for Kevon Flint.
33.8 on the clock. McKnight has time. Looking deep. He'll run. Using his legs, going right. Adam McKnight. He's still on his feet.
Oh my God.
Down at the 19-yard line. 21 seconds remain. He's limping. He is in so much pain, but he does not care about the pain. He cares about winning this football game.
Clock's running.
16 seconds. McKnight, timeout called by the Broncos.
He got the first down. Should the clock spin? And McKnight comes up big again. Faced with pressure again, uses his legs, breaks free, breaks a handful of tackles, gets all the way into the 20. Now in the red zone, the Eagles, they've got to score a touchdown, 15 seconds left. And this is why you watch football, man. Close games like this.
They've added time to the clock, 15 seconds.
And they've got to take some end zone shots here. Or maybe get closer to the 10.
New set of downs.
Need some chunk plays.
For Nixa. 1st and 10. Meltebarger. All the way down, empty set for Meltebarger. Excuse me, for McKnight. 1st and 10, 15 seconds. McKnight looking left. Deep ball, Vincent. Touchdown Eagles! Touchdown Eagles! Wyatt Vincent! Oh my goodness! 20-20, the equalizer! Nixa, one extra point away from taking the lead!
Oh my goodness, Wyatt Vincent!
Vincent bobbled it, caught it, and now they're an extra point away! Braden Kimke with the game on his foot. Flag flies. Offsides, and Lisa North was trying to get a timeout off.
Back to that play though, what a throw, what a catch. What a play for the Eagles with the season on the line. The sophomore comes up big time to one of his favorite targets, the senior, Wyatt Vincent.
You can't celebrate yet though, as Braden Kimke must make this to give Eagles the lead. Another flag goes. Offsides again.
And I think they're jumping on purpose to ice them because they don't got any timeouts to anymore. Trying to make them think about it the most. Just a mental battle here.
Snap! Kick! It is good! Nixa takes the lead. 10.4 seconds remaining. Dead silence on the Lee Summit North sideline. And Nixa is 10 seconds away from going to the Final Four for the first time since 2014.
And we said pregame, you gotta make the extra points. I said it could come down to Kamke. And what does he do? Drills the extra point, 10 seconds remaining, when all hope was lost for Nixa. Defense came up big, got the stop. Less than 2 minutes remaining, 2-minute drill. Offense comes up huge. McKnight with his legs and his arm. Wyatt Vincent with his hands. Back in the end zone, touchdown. Amazing turn of events for the Eagles in his final 5 minutes, and I am in shock. We thought we were
cooked.
We thought we were done.
But John Perry doesn't quit. But there's still 10 seconds left. Nixa defense still needs a stop.
I think they got to squib it.
Pooch kick. Fumbled.
Let's get to him.
Going right side. What is happening? So one thing, music didn't stop. And his knee was down. So 5 seconds remain for Lee Summit North.
Nixa's just got to play prevent here. Send everyone back. Don't let them get a deep shot. You know who they're looking for. Isaiah Mosey. Get your everyone.
Kevon Flint's on the field. McCoy Sullivan back at the 35. Lee Summit North has 1 timeout and 5 seconds, and they have to move the field.
They really got one play. Hail Mary. Do you think it's going to be the hook and ladder? Nixa's got a tackle.
Nixa's going to rush 3. It looks like.
Yeah, just send everyone back. Cantwell on the field. Gotta assume they're looking for Mosey. Maybe on a screen pass, give him room with his speed, but Nixa, they've got to be able to tackle.
They've added 4 seconds to the clock. 9.5 left.
And can't let them get in field goal range. Cannot let them get past the 40-yard line.
Snap. Nixa rushing 5. Pocket collapses, rolling left. Looking for someone to pass to. Throws it up. Oh, through the hands. 0.2 seconds remaining. At least Summit North's going to have time for 1 play, and you have got to catch that ball.
He had the best opportunity as well. He catches that, comes down. Maybe there's 2 more seconds on the clock. And they're closer to the touchdown as well, but now they have to score a touchdown. They can't get a field goal. And Nixa 1 play away.
0.2 seconds on the clock. 2nd and 10. Nixa looking to go to the Final Four. Snap, bad snap, rolling, nobody to throw it to. Overthrown, and Nixa is going to the state semifinal. 10 years, 2 coaches, and we are back where we belong. Wow!
And just amazing game played from the Eagles down the stretch. We go into the second half, me and you, hopes are low, the team morale seemed low. Lee Summit North was having their way, but Nixa finds a way to come back into this one. Big stops from the defense, big plays from McKnight. Everywhere around, Kamke was able to hit the game winner. everyone coming up in that win. And Nixa stays alive when all hope was lost. Man, what a game.
DK Nelson will be down on the field with Adam McKnight. You can't.
DK Nelson here with one of our players of the game, Braden Kemke. Braden, last year it was Jordan Cribbs in the COC to clinch the COC. Now you to clinch a state game. How does that feel?
I mean, it feels incredible. You know, I didn't know how to feel. It took 4 times to get us to snap the ball, but we got it done. Holder got it down, and I kicked it in. But it was all for our team: quarterback, running backs, defense. Yeah.
And I'm imagining that kick was pretty nerve-wracking. What were you thinking in that moment?
I mean, I was just thinking, you know, I have the most points in Missouri. Let's add on to it.
Thank you, Braden.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back with Zoe Ward and Adam McKnight.
I'm Zoe here with Adam McKnight. Where was your motivation and mindset during the last part of the game?
2-minute drill, man. We work in practice all the time, and couldn't have done it without my team, my O-line, my defense stepping up. Mindset was just, I got to take it home now. We worked too hard for it to be done now, so we just took it home together.
Yes, I love hearing that. Thank you.
No problem.
Don't get nervous, call Air Services today.
Don't fumble when it comes to your home's comfort. Our Air Services team is on the ball with all your HVAC, plumbing, and electrical needs. With over 60 years of expertise, we offer fast same-day service, top quality products, and 100% satisfaction guarantee. Home issues shouldn't sideline your day. Get in touch with us today and score your peace of mind.
Don't get nervous, call Air Services today.
Lee Summit North has a big buzz